Whoops. Okay. We should actually be good. Theoretically. I've done a few things to try and smooth this out, so hopefully that won't be an issue. So the heist is currently active. Let's turn on Turf Wars. Hi, Hazardous. Hello, Zalok, and thank you again for your insights. Good morning, Leander. Hello, Platty. Hello, Overlord. Hello, Emascardo.
Captain Yuri Watanabe, situation report. Felicia Hardy, aka the Black Cat, is missing, presumed dead. She had partnered with Magia Don Hammerhead to blackmail the other family's leadership. Hardy betrayed Hammerhead. Using appropriated Sable weaponry, he retaliated, aggressively. Both Hardy and the blackmail material were lost in his attack. Now Hammerhead is out for blood. Blackmail no longer an option. He's gone to the mattresses, hoping to eliminate the other Magia Dons by force. To do this, he's continued to appropriate the heavy arms Sable left when they pulled up stake. We've impounded as much of Sable's equipment as we can, but it may not be enough. It's an all-out gang war, and New York is caught in the middle. But we may have just gotten lucky. The Magia have Hammerhead pinned in the old Harlem sanitarium. If we can keep his men distracted, a small team may be able to infiltrate the building and take him alive. We've got one shot at this. We have to make it count.
Getting bad down there.
Ready when you are.
Copy that. I'll get him looking the wrong way. You gentlemen ready?
Spidey, check it out.
Nice.
That's not regulation, Lieutenant.
Sorry, Captain. Birthday present from the kid. Not every day you run ops with the man, you know?
I'll let it slide. This time. Now get back on the ready line.
Yes, ma'am.
The bag's even wet.
Let's do this.
Hello, that warden. Hello, Morcalvo. Hello, Juanta.
Any of you guys read that chapter in The Art of War about misdirection? No? Good.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, jeez. Okay, game. Put me in the middle of this here. I guess that's the point, but I'm with it.
Hammerhead picked a dilapidated sanitarium for his home base. No, wait. I could totally believe it. Just need to keep these guys focused on me, while Yuri and her team sneak in and grab Hammerhead.
Yeah, I know. You don't need to exposit to yourself. No narrating! Or that one, sure. It's so rare, too, isn't it, that warden? I think that's one of the weird parts about it. I mean, yeah, there's Gordon for bats, but, I mean, how often do the cops and the soups, that is to say the capes, actually coordinate with each other at all? And I mean at all. Like, even a cursory, hey, I'm doing an op in this area kind of a thing, or hey, I've got a lead on such and such. No, it's more like just, we gotta arrest him because he's a vigilante. That's... And I've got to kill the cops because they're corrupt. And that's basically as far as that usually goes. Spidey would be a pretty mean crime lord, yeah.
Every Don should have a name like Hammerhead. Let me think. How about, Moose? That's a majestic animal. Maybe Stingray? Stick with the aquatic theme.
I feel like there was a moose.
Surprise!
Ooh, that hurt.
Forget Hammerhead, guys! Concentrate on the spider!
Hammerhead's guys fighting the rest of the Magia is like coming to a party where you hate everyone.
Oh, right. Alright. God damn it. Alright, game, I need you to stop focusing on that guy. There you go.
Neither side has really fallen short on manpower, huh?
Well, that's because blood whatever is just awful, Geludo.
Moving on.
Let's move! Let's move! Yeah, she's good.
Bloodhaven, I think? Something like that. Good morning, Rax. So I've decided after some thought, I'm not sure if it's getting a negative, but I'm really disappointed what they did with Felicia in the last one. It's definitely not a positive. Oh my god. You know what?
Keep beating each other up. I'm just expediting the process. More Magia thugs, more hammer
See,
thugs.
first of all, it was incredibly predictable. Like, way too predictable.
Hey, I can do this all day, guys.
Which isn't always a bad thing, but also is generally not a good thing. Oh my god, there's a lot of big guys here. Hang on just a second. This is taking a little more of my concentration than I'd like to admit to. Come on, game. Target those guys! Jesus Christ! No, those guys! Whatever.
Keep him out of the sky!
Anyways, so what I would have done, since, you know, I don't like to criticize without critiquing, is I would have had a thing where she actually does have a son. Like, obviously she wants to get revenge on them and blah, 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 blah. But, first of all, her having a son would also kind of add some additional modus operandi... God damn it. Modus operandi to her faking her death. Just like her dad did for her, she does it for her son, right? First point. Second point... give me a second. Second point, I would make it so that Felicia herself doesn't know who the father is. Like, she's not sure. She thinks it's Spidey, and in fact, I'd probably have a thing where she basically wants it to be him. Which would be why she brings him to his attention. So that Spidey can then take care of said son after her falling out of things. It would also explain why she was so hesitant to talk to him about it, because A, she wasn't sure, and B, she knows that it would get his attention more if she just kind of hints at it rather than just flat out saying, this is your son. Also, I like the idea that she doesn't like to flat out lie to him. Just a side note. I know that's not true, I just like the idea. Where the hell? He's over there. Did he just go up? He went up. Of course he went up. Hey, I got... hold still. Lose some weight, buddy.
You're gonna be like a bug on a windshield!
Enough with the bug puns already. Huh.
Well, in this scenario, she...
Does Sable know you borrowed her shields?
In this scenario, what would have happened is, basically MJ and Parker would have more or less been put into a position to raise Black Cat's son, because Black Cat would have, you know, faked her death to get out of the game, and to save said son's life. Whoop, that's the wrong button.
You know, I know a guy with a way cooler shield.
Me too. You don't like paper bag masks? Alright. I said we'd wear something cool today, and we will, but I need to...
That'll leave a mark!
God damn it. Oh god, what's that horrible, horrible quote in Amazing Spider-Man? It's the responsibility quote, except it's like written by someone who has no idea how to write it. Okay, okay. Okay. I'll leave it on for one more cutscene.
That was about as tough as I expected. Better catch up to Yuri.
That's funny. I was actually playing Mario 3 this very morning. Helps me to wake up. Thank you very, very much, Psychotic. As ever, and as always, much appreciate that support. Especially for nearly... I think you are one of several people who are about to be at the 2-year mark, which is just insane to think about. I'm not even sure if I have a 2-year badge yet. I'm going to have to check that. But either way, thank you very, very much. If there's a future stream you'd like to put it towards, or if you want to put it into the interested in everything, just let me know. Because we've got stuff you're interested in, and then we've got you're interested in everything. And those are our 2 categories now. By golly.
Hey Yuri, we're all good outside. How's your team?
Doing good.
Reception. She must be in the basement or something. Gotta catch up to her.
I'm going through the front door, but, I mean, you know, gotta stay on brand.
Nice and creepy. Definitely not haunted. I know Yuri can handle herself, but something isn't right in here. I've gotta catch up to her. Please don't let there be any bathroom ghosts. I can't deal with that today. Probably not every old sanitarium is haunted by the ghosts of the people who were mistreated there, but this one almost definitely is.
How did she get through all this?
Dirty cops thinking they can rush into Maggia territory without any consequences. They can't do that. This is our town. Our town. And ain't nobody, no cops, no hammerhead, no nobody gonna get in our way. No, sir. They're gonna pay. They're gonna pay, and I'm gonna take their stuff. And they're gonna be dead. And they're never gonna know it. No, sir.
No talking during the infiltration. Huh. This looks like Hammerhead's base of operations, but no Hammerhead, and no Yuri.
You got it. Psychotic, give me a second. And yeah, if we're not up to the diamond one yet, then yeah, because I already made that badge. I even have a theme for what I'm going to do in the future. I'm doing okay, Overlord Mick. You know, panic attacks, anxiety, it's all good.
They were betting over districts. Over who gets to control what once the rest of the Maggia are out. Good luck with that. New Yorkers love being told what to do.
Yeah, Platy doesn't know about the website. Sorry. She's never heard of it before.
The other Maggia Dons. Very subtle.
Also, I hope you enjoy it, Psychotic. Never played it with a Switch controller. Pax just loves the Switch Pro controller, so... Not me. Split controller for life.
That didn't sound good. Gotta get to her, fast.
No, I didn't, Hazardous.
Cops everywhere, and the Spider's here too. We'll take them out. We'll take them all out. You know what's in the
I should get this guy out of everyone's way.
What I want to know is why Hammerhead of all the various criminal family people?
real? Oh yeah, Lou tried it early. And? Hammerhead nearly took his ear off, and everything attached to it. Whoa.
They're guarding whatever's in that room. Could lead to Yuri.
Crazy broad keeps texting me.
Let's do this quietly.
I mean, we don't have to. I guess that's true, Leander, since we already took out Gravestone and Tombstone, sorry, and Kingpin. I guess it would make sense that they would make a move now that the big players are out of the way.
What the? Better investigate.
Nah, there's no reason to do that. Tombstone sounds like a pizza to me. What the hell do I know? Never doing it, that Warden. We're gonna be stupid the whole mission. Kind of wish there was a toggle for that, rather than having to hit it every now and again, you know? The detective vision, or whatever it's called, from Arkham. You guys hear something? I didn't hear nothing. Oh, damn. It's not gonna let me. Oh. Back over. I didn't promise nothing.
That's all of them. Now, what did Hammerhead leave a room full of goons here to watch?
I just like property damage, really. It's, a lot of fake money, which, if you're remembering, we saw in the last DLC, too. Or don't. That's cool, too. Come on. There we go.
Sabletech. But what's the rest of this stuff? And how'd Hammerhead get his fins on all this? That's a lot of live video gear. Pretty sure Screwball would downvote this immediately.
Counterfeiting is amazingly outdated right now, yes.
That's new. Feels too professional for a Hammerhead production. CCTVs. Yuri's gotta be on one of them. I have to get in there.
Then walk in. Or, I mean, we can do the spidery way, I guess.
They repurposed the old security system. Come on, Yuri.
Thing is, I'm a gentleman. You'd have knocked. You could have come right in.
No.
But you had to go and sneak around.
Of course, it's gonna be the kid. Die, dude.
That's the problem with you new cops. No respect.
Coward!
Of course, used to be. We earned your respect. You hit us, we hit back. Made you know your place. Gave you the fear. But now... Now you think a stiff breeze will blow us over?
Other than the forehead thing, what's Hammerhead's powers? I don't even remember.
Time to bring the fear back.
I was gonna say, thank you, Yuri. odd.
Drop the gun! Hands behind your head!
How about no?
Captain, I'm sorry.
Do it! Now!
There it is. There's the fear.
Do it, Cap. Do it!
Thank you. God. At least she's a good shot.
Yuri! Yuri, where are you?
Ah, god damn it. I thought we were actually going to save him. Yes, I know. It's the guy with the watch. Come on, game. This is why we just will use robots for cops. No sentience. No familial attachments. What's new? Huh. There's a suit I haven't seen in a long time.
Yuri, you sure you're okay?
Fine. I just need a chance to catch my breath.
Let me run point. I'll track Hammerhead, figure out what he's planning. You need time to heal.
That would be... good. I need to call my men's families. Let them know what happened. But don't leave me out of the loop. You learn anything, let me know.
Promise. We'll stop this guy, Yuri.
No, not stop. We're gonna nail him to the wall.
Hammerhead made it personal today. Can't let him continue to run wild. Been hearing rumors his men are posted up at the bar with no name. Good a place as any to start the hunt.
Passwords, let me the hell in, you idiot! Good one. I've been working on it.
I can
Bar
tell.
with no name. Watering hole for New York's most notorious criminals. Last time I went in there, the fight lasted most of Labor Day weekend. But now I have you, my adorable little friend.
That is not adorable. That is terrifying looking.
Someone in here must know what Hammerhead's planning. Need to eavesdrop on a few conversations, see what I can learn. No guns, no fighting, no powers, huh? That's expecting a lot from the folks who run through here.
Yeah, but I don't want to give you my guns.
I'm sorry to inform you that those are the rules, sir. Your weapons stay with me.
Okay? But I don't wanna.
I understand your concern. Unfortunately, I can't let you into the bar with weapons.
But I don't wanna.
The city does look like nice, Overlord Mick. I agree.
Okay, Spidey-Bot. Sorry, whatever Maggia repair guy has to fix this.
And yeah, you can generally tell where you're going, you know, just based on
A lot of background noise.
looking around.
Should run a filter to ID mentions of Maggia and Hammerhead.
Anyone else being reminded of the... Oh, what's it called? The Club of Evil or whatever from How It Should Have Ended? You know what I'm talking about?
Now to isolate the conversation.
Oh, this. I remember this.
Gonna crack. I mean, not at all. So don't joke.
Perfect. Let's see what these upstanding gentlemen have to say.
So glad we left the Magia behind. Hammerhead's the future of this city. You don't think it's kind of messed up? What? You know, what he's doing to himself. Project Olympus. It ain't natural. What? Your tribal tattoo is natural? It's not the same. Okay.
I don't like to make assumptions, but I'm pretty sure there aren't a lot of valedictorians in the room here.
See what kind of beer they serve. Lagers, let's see, Local, Glacier, Hops, Rottweiler, and looks like dark beers. Of course they serve dark beers here, why wouldn't they? A friend of mine really likes a chocolate stout every now and again. I tried it once and was like... Of course, I'm not an alcohol person in general, or a beer person in specific, so make of that what you will.
Want to stay for a beer later?
Nah, I got baseball.
Oh, what? You're seeing the game?
No, I mean I got baseball. You know, intramural? We're pretty good.
No way.
Swear on my mother, we win all the time. We only have that beer I hate on tap here anyway now.
Time to get out of sight.
Blue whale on the bar. Get your drink.
I like how they have a first aid thing.
It's eavesdropping time. One of these guys has to know what Hammerhead's planning next. Which group looks shadier than the rest? Gotta isolate their vocal wavelengths.
But we're right here. Nah, whatever.
Which made me just laugh even harder, you know? He's just crying there.
That's crazy. All the Magia Dons are holed up in one location? Morons think they're safer that way. Boss will show them. Gonna hit them all at once. In the war, take over the Magia. Stupid Dons.
If Hammerhead takes out the Dons, he'll control the whole Magia. I have to reach them first. Someone here must know their location.
Oh, that would be a large-scale project, Baron. Like a huge-scale project. That wouldn't be a little thing. That being said, my first and most immediate thought is to have someone who, like in terms of powers or influence or whatever, is really high tier, right?
Gotta isolate their vocal waveforms.
They're not the one who, like, founded the bar. They're the ones who were convinced to help keep the bar neutral territory.
No joke. So, you know my dad was a dentist, right? Oh, no.
Yo, this assault on the Magia Dons. Where's it happening? Got a location? Nah, new guy says he knows, though. Hammerhead told him personal, like he says. What's up with newbies getting intel before us? Gonna bust this kid's chops.
I really hope the new guy knows where the Dons are at. Come on, new guy, you can do it.
Sorry. Yeah, or multiple high tiers, something like that. Oh, jeez. Well, we're just gonna rip the band-aid off here. There we go.
Gotta isolate their vocal waveforms.
I don't think he knew as much as we thought he did. See, this is the problem with you.
Hey, heard you know where the Dons is at. Keep your voice down. It's just, I don't know.
Come on, new guy.
I knew it. Friggin' new fish. But I do know who does know. Vinny and Gino. Yeah, they're in the back. And they ain't telling nobody. Like that's news. Vinny and Gino know everything. Stop running your mouth, new guy.
Vinny and Gino, huh? Need to get in the back, see what they know.
Poor new guy.
Right, pinball machines must lead to the back. Just need to get it open.
Sir.
Place is trash. Dino! Dino? No, Dino! On it.
Pardon me, coming through.
Fuse again? Hey, what's going on in there?
Vinny and Gino. Some big plans.
Nice.
A map of Hammerhead's businesses? Gotta get a better look at it.
Between the distillery and the auto shop, Hammerhead's printing money for years.
Literally.
There. When I'm done here, I'm calling MJ. She's gonna want to know about those spots for her piece on crime fronts.
So there's our new
Okay, onward.
thing to knock over.
Find Vinny and Gino. Figure out where the Majidons are.
Small attention to detail that I like. There's those cracks in the floor are actually cracks, as in mesh cracks, not texture cracks. And you can actually see a little bit down below. You see down there? Just nice little attention to detail there.
Hey, you heard about this Project Olympus business?
I heard. I don't like it.
Could be interesting.
Could be. It gets you dead.
Project Olympus? Why does that keep coming up here?
Probably because it's part of the main plot. I mean, these are the modern equivalent of bricks.
Vinny and Gino, I presume. These guys know Hammerhead's next move. Think there's notes on that table.
It's a defensible location, you know.
Sure is, from the outside.
These Majidons have no idea what Hammerhead has in store for them. They're gonna be real
Majidon's
surprised.
location must be in those notes. Gotta distract the Glimmer twins.
Yeah, like it's their birthday. Except they're sad.
So, like, the first day of school.
A lot of electronics in here. AM radio. Vintage.
Damn it!
That got one of them. Now for the other.
Yeah, making it real easy for us.
Why would they do that? It didn't work out well for them in the sanitarium.
I guess they're as dumb as the boss says they are. Running
Yeah, 'cause
scared.
what's with the lights?
What?
Ah, you kidding me?
Now's my chance.
There an eclectic box in here?
An electric box?
That's what I said.
You said eclectic. Like my aunt with them damn...
Dons are hiding in the Auerbach Theater. I need to reach them before Hammerhead does. Nice work, Spiderbot. Now hide and I'll come back for you later. With several bottles of bleach. Hey, MJ. It's Pete.
Yeah, I have your number in my phone, Pete. You don't have to tell me it's you.
Right, obviously. Listen, I know you're working on that piece about Magia fronts. I found something that might help.
Yeah?
I have the location of 4 Hammerhead businesses, and I'm willing to bet real money that they're not legit.
You have no money to bet, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Ouch.
I'll look into them right away.
Why don't you let me do the legwork? I'll pass along what I find.
That would be so helpful. I'm on a deadline. Let's talk soon.
Oh, sure.
All units, officers transporting key Hammerhead witness requesting backup. Please respond.
Wait, have I done... Just say, I've done all the crimes, haven't I? Nope, there's new stuff. Of course there's new stuff. But it's locked right now, so whatever.
To stand up against Hammerhead? I better go and keep an eye on him.
Oh, sure. I'm sorry, Max Time. If it makes you feel any better, that was scheduled 5 months ago. I don't really know what I'm going to be streaming 5 months in advance.
Going down.
I'm going to do the crimes, don't worry. Just not right now. I want to see how this works
MJ,
out.
I made it to the business in Harlem marked on the map I saw in the bar with no name. Looks like a body shop.
Ah, yes. Nothing sketchy has ever happened at a Magia-owned body shop. See if you can dig up anything on Hammerhead's plans.
My thoughts exactly. I'll let you know what I find. It'll be easier to look around if I take these guys out.
Shut it, man. We don't talk about that stuff on the clock.
I understand, Max Time. I do.
Oh, come on. No way. Say one thing.
So he's a danger. Why is he a danger? He's a danger because of him. But who's got eyes on him? Seriously. No, let's do this for right now. Nothing? Oh, of course, it has to be one of the designated spots you can hit.
Somebody there? Who used to run this joint? Silvermane? Machio?
There we go.
He's processing clean cars that ran hits through here.
Clean? Like
Scrubbing for prints. Sometimes scoop out the brains
just take them upstate and burn them. Hey,
That's time.
Spider-Man's been here.
Oh, he has. What are you talking about? I mean, it's a little too typical so far. I hate to use that word because I very much fight against the, you know, cliches are a bad thing mentality, but so far the story has not impressed me. They introduced a guy who's like, hey, check it out, Spider-Man, I got a watch from my kid and it's totally awesome, and then he dies. It's like, really? We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes.
Kinda quiet over there, Rizillo. You still with us? Hey, someone go check on Rizillo. Something smells fishy. I'll check on him.
Yeah, it's just 2 days till retirement thing, which is so much of a cliche that it's actually gotten, like, we've reached the point of counter cliches on that cliche. Like I said, we'll see where it goes. I wasn't, as I just mentioned, Max Time, I know you just hopped in, I wasn't really impressed with what they did with Felicia back in the last one. And I gave some ideas that I felt would, you know, help smooth that out a little bit. To summarize, since I know you didn't see it, and I don't want to force you to watch the VOD, I would have had there actually be a son. Maybe Spidey's, maybe not, but ultimately I don't think it would matter. In other words, that wouldn't be the point, really. And when it gets down to it, Felicia would basically not know if it was Parker's or not.
Everyone get out here!
And she would then, you know, fake her death, like she did, in order to distance herself from the Dons, in order to satisfy the Dons, basically. Look at that! 100% stealth and immediately sees me. I know I already gave the game a negative for that, but that is really stupid. 100% stealth, and then they immediately aggro, just because I hit wave 2. I hate that crap. Anyways, sorry. Anyways, so, but yeah, exactly, like, make the son something he has to deal with now. Honestly, probably him and MJ. Hang on. Let's blow this. Let's blow this. Oh, I've been there, Brax. There was a laptop I had to dissect and rebuild for a customer once. This is like 10 years ago at this point. And I had to eventually literally brute force the, whatchafig. God, hang on, give me a second. I might actually be about to die. 100% stealth. I just want to remind you all of that, because that's a thing. I totally did. Come on, Spidey. There we go. Is there a lock-on in this game? Just idle curiosity. I don't think there is. But there might be, because I tend to avoid lock-ons, since they usually don't work right.
Does Hammerhead give you guys? Paid lunches? Team bonding retreats?
I'm starting to see why you didn't like this base. Oh god, are all the bases like this? Because I gotta do all of these.
What's up with you? Finding more than just beaters?
You know, I expected a chop shop, but I think there's something else going on here. Illegal transport of stolen Sable tech.
Figures.
I'll be in touch in no time.
I sometimes wonder how much of the combat they hear on the spider phone.
How'd he do that?
That is a nice way to make their damage higher, by the way. Even though they're basically regular mobsters. Giving them the Sable tech. What was the second objective? I got the stealth objective, but I didn't even see the other objective. Oh my god, wave 5?
Don't worry, guys. You'll all be safe from Hammerhead's skull-smashing skull in prison. I promise.
God damn it. Pushed into a corner there. Nobody pushes Spidey into a corner. Come on. That guy. Come on, there you go. Or just, oh my god, rocket launchers. What's funny is rocket launchers are so easy to deal with unless there's anything else nearby. It's actually probably an aspect of good game design. Oh my god, wave 6!
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Because a lot of these enemies are actually pretty easy to deal with on their own. It's the way they interact with each other that makes them more difficult. Okay. Yep. Nope, we're dead. I have no idea, Baron. I'd have to think about it. Please tell me I don't have to start all the way over. Oh, for Christ's sakes.
We don't talk about that stuff on the clock. Calvary says it's occult stuff. Trying to raise the dead or something? No way. That ain't the way Sable runs things. It's like a whole new business.
I'm gonna turn the diff down. God dang. I'm not even gonna stealth. I'm not even gonna stealth. There's no reason to. I already did it, and I don't care about the bonus objective. Well, thankfully, Spider-Man's balls are a lot more durable than mine. Just as Black Cat. I'm sorry.
Spider-Man! We gotta take him out!
Hey guys, mind if I help? I'm not great with cars, but I'm totally willing to learn.
Stay down. And while we're at it, get rid of one of the shield guys.
You got a death wish, huh?
So far, differences I'm noticing with the difficulty down. Have I actually turned the difficulty to this yet?
Suits and ties in an autobot.
So they attack less often. They group attack far less often. They have way less health, and they do way less damage. And that's only one difficulty down. Where is it?
Not good! Fuck this disregard!
Honestly, that is actually a pretty decent design. As I've said before, a good casual difficulty is, you know, good. It's something that should exist in most games. But not all, because I don't want to violate my own rule about not talking about that.
I've been wondering, what kind of benefits does Hammerhead give you guys? Paid lunches? Team bonding retreats?
This guy means business!
Hiding away. What's up with you? Finding more than just beaters?
You know, I expected a chop, but I think there's something else going on here. Illegal transport of stolen sable tech.
Figures.
I'll be in touch in no time.
I'm kind of ambivalent on the Raimi suit. Like, I don't love it, but I also don't have anything against it. Yeah, Spider Bro is the true bro. That is not the guy I was trying to hit.
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Whatever. Yeah, this is the Raimi suit, by the way, Baron. I feel like the heal heals for more, too. I don't know. I haven't really been watching my health all that much. The rockets hit for, like, a third of the damage.
Won't be that easy to take me down! That hurt!
That's the last of them. Now to see what's in the main office.
Electrify 10 enemies at once. Holy crap, I got that. Probably because of Spider Bro. Because Spider Bro is a true bro, as we all know. I'm not going to keep rhyming. I don't know how to do it on purpose. What I do know how to do is to say thank you very, very much, Sakage. As ever and as always. Appreciate, thank you. And I have jotted that down towards Breath of the Wild. You know what's funny is if I had stealth takedown at the beginning, I would have had all the objectives. But whatever, I don't care, I don't care.
Yeah, I've been working here 9 to 5. What a way to make a living.
So anyways, this is the Raimi suit. You can tell because basically the outline web stuff is far more metallic and in stark contrast to the rest of it. That was the main thing that made it distinct. As opposed to, for example, like the regular suit, which looks more like this. We all know the best suit. All right. No, no, no. Where's the, there it is.
Hey, MJ, I'm just wrapping up.
What do you got for me?
I found a paper trail tying Hammerhead to this place for your article. And there's something else. An encrypted file. Seemed important, so I copied it. Sending it your way.
Pete, this is incredible. Thank you. I'll see what I can get out of this file.
This is probably my 4th favorite suit in this one. Like, I like quite a few. I like this suit. I actually do like the white suit, the advanced suit. I also am rather fond of the negative suit, especially at night. And then, of course, the Iron Spider, which is just awesome. Pretty much straight from the MCU. This one's creepy as hell, but really effective in how creepy it is. But no, the actual other one I want to try out is This one? No. This one? No, where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. This one. But we'll do that later. For now, it's back to the suit. Spidey would look awesome in a long coat. Cape? Looks like there aren't that many Hammerhead bases, which is good, because those suck. Whatever. Let's go ahead and do the main quest right now. I should check my own document. Hang on. Did I give a negative for that? Because I really should have if I didn't. I didn't. What the hell? So I'm going to give a negative to the main game. That should have already been there. God dang it. What was wrong with me a year ago when I was doing this?
Hey, Peter, you got a sec? What are you up to?
Oh, you know, the usual. Spider-in, man-in. What's up?
I just wanted to thank you again for that first lesson. I mean, I thought we were actually gonna do stuff, but now I'm like so full of knowledge, this whole thing is unreal.
When nobody's shooting at you, it is, in fact, fairly rad.
So, when's our next lesson?
Oh, I don't know, Miles. There's a lot going on.
I've been finishing all my homework early, and all my chores are good around the house, and I haven't dunked on a single fool in basketball once, I swear.
No, that's all great, Miles. You're doing a great job. I'll, let you know as soon as I'm free, okay?
Okay, yeah, awesome, thanks, Peter.
I have created a monster. A monster of enthusiasm.
I think you're right, Max Time. I'm gonna have to watch that going forward. Because no, that goes over here. Okay. Ugh. No, I know what it is, though. And I need to stick to my guns more, is all that really is. What was that? Oh, that's the base. Yeah, sure, let's do the other base while we're here.
Going down.
Oh, jeez, Rex.
Hey, MJ. I'm in an old speakeasy crawling with Hammerhead's goons. Wanna guess what they're protecting?
Probably more than just an expired liquor license. See if you can find anything that'll tell us more about his operation.
10-4, Spidey out.
I tell you, I ain't never seen a place this fancy in my life. Boss has great taste.
Yeah, he does. I hear he's trying to buy out the bar with no name.
Really? You think he'll turn that dump into a place like this?
Maybe, though it'll probably just end up as another storage unit.
Man, we just filled an entire warehouse with that Sable stuff. We got more coming in?
Oh yeah, loads more. The boss is prepping for something big.
That's what I keep hearing. That, Olympus stuff.
Bingo. We'll be finding out all about it soon enough.
You know what's funny is I can just picture, like literally, I can just picture it like, hey, yeah, I'd like to attend the Mutant Academy, but you're not a mutant. Yes, but I mean, you know, I have powers and I'd like to learn how to use them better, but you're not a mutant. Yeah, but I'm kind of like you and I've already done superhero fighting, but you're not a mutant. And like, there's at least someone who just won't let go of the fact that he's not a mutant. Why are you here? People start calling Parker Normie. Hey, Normie. Why are you calling me that? Because you're a normie, Normie. I just need a place to stay because I don't have... That's right, technically this Spider-Man, as of this moment in time, doesn't actually have... Yeah, screw it.
Literally didn't see that coming.
A home. Like, he could probably stay at MJ's place. No, not like that. But, yeah, he's homeless right now. Stop judging me for what I wasn't born with. But no, I agree. Parker would actually probably better suit a teacher at this point. Unlike certain people in... I'm never letting that go. I think that Parker works better now that he has adapted into an adult role and not forcing him to be stuck into a child role or a kid role or whatever. He's just not relatable now that he's grown up and has responsibilities. Never letting that go. Idiocy.
Someone check it out. I'll see what's up. Somebody back me up. All right, already. I'm here.
On the off chance you don't know what I'm referring to, that was the one of the given justifications for One More Day. Nobody wants to see Spider-Man married. Hello, Sinister Wing. Yeah, I'm having fun with him so far. Although there's a few mission issues, I'm still having fun with it. The core gameplay concept is just really, really good. Which helps. Yeah, Parker just walks in. There we go. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, exactly, that warden. Which, obviously, I'm against. Although, I'm also the psychopath who thinks that it's okay to, fundamentally change characters as long as it's being done in a proper way. I was all in favor of a good guy Doc Ock. Or at least not an evil Doc Ock. Whoa, whoa, yep, okay. Cool! Character arcs? Pfft, that's not what comic books are about. Go read, Valiant, if you want character arcs in comic books. Pfft. I hope at least some of my comic book fans out there get that.
What was that?
Wave 2 instantly sees me. That is just so stupid.
I'm kind of short right now. Maybe you can spot me? Look out!
Universe reboots are better than character arcs. I mean, given this, the trends, it does in fact appear to be true. I actually don't know what Valiant's doing nowadays. Really, I don't.
Was there supposed to be a password to get in here?
That's true, multiverse. Then not only do you not have to keep track of continuity, you don't have to keep track of multiple continuities. Oh, they got whip guys now. Great. Game. There you go. Nope, nope, that's cool. Don't do what I'm telling you to do. It's alright.
I can handle this clown. Careful! We're losing guys left and right.
They used to call drinks, right?
Giggle water? Let's just get rid of him. And him.
Is now a good time?
Oh, as good a time as any.
I decrypted the file you found in that last Hammerhead front.
Don't tell me. Hammerhead's baby photos? Did he always have the weird skull, or is that more of a recent thing?
No, it looks like Hammerhead's been collecting information on the cops. On Captain Watanabe.
Yuri? Why would Hammerhead care about her in particular?
There's digital clippings here. Watanabe got her first big win by taking down a ring of Magia traffickers. She joined the force with a very specific goal in mind.
Fine.
So she's always headed in for the Magia. I wonder why.
I'm not sure. But I can tell there's a story here. I'll let you go. Back to work for us both.
They'll be cleaning you off the walls when I'm done. Get everyone out here! Come on!
Don't tell me! There's another speakeasy identical to this one right behind those doors!
I mean, to explain it. Oh, Max Time's getting back, guys. Everyone act cool. Everyone act cool. Okay, okay. Hi, Max Time. What's up? What's up? Hey, Colgrim. You know, it's funny you say dodge, since I literally already have gotten the achievement for this mission for getting 15 perfect dodges. No, we're done with silly moves. I said we were going to do silly and cool, and now we're doing cool.
Shot in the dark, but anyone know where I can find the office with the secret documents?
God, I'm really getting tired of those rocket guys. Hey, Tizara. What's up? I wasn't running. Clearly. God, all the bases are like this. I'm just going to leave the difficulty down for the time being. I'll turn it back up once I get back to the main story. Oh, they totally do, said Destroying. I'm telling you. X-Men XCOM. I'd play it. Okay. Hi. This is what the artillery feels in a military combat the moment they lose their frontline support. Oh, crap! That's why they give artillery gunners pistols. Just to shoot themselves. I'm sorry, that's really dark. I shouldn't joke about that.
Shame they destroyed so much of this place. It's actually really nice.
Oh no! It's another guy.
Fancy.
I mean, it depends on how it's executed, Colgrim.
MJ, I got it. Hammerhead was laundering his counterfeit cash through here, with the help of some less than legit gambling operations. I've also got another encrypted file for you.
Solid work, Pete. I'll add this all to my piece right now.
Awesome, MJ. Thanks.
What aesthetic would I go for? Me being me, I'd probably have it have multiple rooms, each of which has a different aesthetic. Different theme to it, you know? Like a themed hotel kind of a thing.
You didn't need to call for backup. I really did. You don't think we can drive a guy a few blocks?
Have you seen what's going on out there? I don't trust anybody.
She totally is, Max Time, you're right. The good thing is she's a good guy in the chair, so it works out.
I'll stay on their tail in case anyone shows up without an invite.
Yeah, like one room based on the really nice, you know, classic 50s style thing. Maybe one day designed more neon deco. That kind of a thing.
All clear so far. What, are you trying to jinx us? Come on. Why take chances? Because superstition is ridiculous. We'll see.
God, I love the web slinging in this game. Have I ever said that 50 times? Have I already given this game 2 positives for it? Because I have. It's awesome. I have unironically recommended this game just for the web slinging.
All quiet so far. Maybe too quiet. Man, I wish there was someone around to hear me say that.
Hey, what's up?
Hammerhead guards. Always in the wrong place at the wrong time. I gotta keep that witness safe.
Protect the witness!
Spider Bro. Spider Bro.
That could have gone badly. I should keep an eye out for more of Hammerhead's guys around the city.
Let's have a mobile department.
So there's our new crime.
Spider-Man, how's the hunt?
Good. Got a lead on the Dons. How are you?
Tired. Just finished calling my men's families. It was hard. Good, but hard.
I'll take care of this, Yuri. Don't worry. Okay, on to the Auerbach Theater. It's done sitting time.
Hey, Shikor. And yeah, I agree. I have spent more than... You'll notice every now and again, rather than fast traveling, I'll just swing there because it's fun. Like, obviously there's this kind of web slinging, but there's also this you can do. Which is, of course, faster. A little harder to do, but pretty fun. And then you can do this thing. And I think it's... Hang on, let me try to remember the control. Nope, that's not it. Oh!
Another day, another piece of priceless New York architecture destroyed by none other than Spider-Man, the Webbed Wonder. Was the Harlem Sanitarium in the best condition? No! Did the doctors there at one point commit horrible atrocities against their patients? Probably. Does that mean we should let spandex-suited vigilantes swing willy-nilly through a piece of our history? I think not. It is our duty, nay, our responsibility to maintain these shameful monuments to our past, because that's the America that I call home. Like I said to my doctor when she recently told me to calm down, I won't, and I'll tell you why. I'm certain the police could have handled whatever petty argument was going down at the sanitarium without the destructive force of the Webhead's wacky weapons. What say you, New York?
Darren DePaul. So, you ever notice how there's kind of... I'm going to tangent here for a second. You ever notice how there's kind of eras when it comes to actors and voice actors? And, like, certain actors and voice actors just are kind of like the gems of their particular era. And sometimes they keep being gems in future eras. But, like, you know, that's just kind of a thing that happens. Darren DePaul has only really broken into the voice acting scene within the last decade. Yet he has very quickly established himself as, like, a really amazing voice actor. And he's gotten really prolific, too. He's all over the place. Oh, my goodness. And I love him basically every time I hear him. Like, I'm not sure I can think of a Darren DePaul role I didn't like. No, I did not, that word. Although I did see the Easter egg. Also, I would say this is better than Saints Row 4 for travel, Colgrim. Although Saints Row 4 was also fun to get around in.
The Dons must be inside. Looks like they're safe.
And then they die. You had to say something, Spidey.
We're safe. Great. Oh, sorry, fellas.
The Technodrome!
We're getting those dogs, one way or another. Did you see that?
Why'd Sable even make these Doug Dig things.
No, it's Dig Dug. Dig Dug. Come on. I can't be the only one who played Dig Dug back in the day. Come on. Of course, I think it's owned by, like, Namco right now, so maybe they don't have the rights to reference it.
No! If you'd have just stayed home, you wouldn't have had to pay so much for popcorn!
But I like the theater experience. It's not the same when you don't have an audience that's reacting with you and making noise and applauding and being awesome. Laughing at the jokes, you know.
Hey guys, honestly, I hear this one is better on demand anyways.
Oh, so they're screening the Transformers films. Sorry. Whoa. Yeah, I know. Everyone from Europe is probably right now thinking, what the hell is wrong with your theater choice? I've come to learn that we have very different perspectives when it comes to moviegoing. Anybody who is from Europe, you would hate going to the movies with my sister. For the exact same reason I love going to the movies with my sister.
More of them up on the roof.
That roof. Got it.
They've rigged the building with explosives. Overkill much, fellas? We gotta take Hammerhead's men out and disable these bombs.
I don't want a loud audience, I want a good audience. It's not, see, that's the thing I've tried to explain to some people. It's not... Oh, for Christ's sakes. Of course, I have the wrong things equipped. Oh, I don't, for once. I just can't aim for a crap. Anyways, it's not loudness that's the point.
We're on a timer. Gotta hurry. One bomb down, one to go. Now they're on the other roof tower. Of course.
It's them reacting along with the movie, you know? Oohing or awing or gasping or applauding or laughing in time with the events, you know? It's a good audience, in other words.
Gotta move fast.
Now, let's do this.
Don't you guys ever get tired of losing? I'm just saying, it must be a morale breaker.
I know, you're all weird. Yeah, it's people enjoying the movie, exactly. That is exactly right.
There's two. The crowd holds its breath. And yes, folks, yes, it's a triple play. The crowd goes wild. Okay, the Don should be safe now. I should head inside and check on them just in case.
Applause is pretty rare, in my experience. The Stan Lee thing in Captain Marvel, that was full-on applause. The moment in Endgame I'm not going to mention, that was applause.
I'm ready to find a new hideout. Guys, we really need to rethink your security set up.
Exactly, Shikor.
Right. Because of the digging tank things. Obviously.
I consider myself blessed in that most of the audiences here have been not only reactive, which I like, but a good type of reactive.
Yuri, he got away. With the Dons.
What? Are you serious?
The Sable Tech he's been stealing? She had more in her arsenal than I thought.
You told me you would take care of this. You told me not to worry.
I did, yes, and I screwed up. I'm sorry.
No more breaks. No more time off. I'm on this now. I'll call you when I've got a plan.
Crap. Great work, Pete. Just great.
Hey guys, it's me, obviously.
Really don't have time for this today, Screwball.
There's always time for great content.
It's true!
When it stars New York's favorite spider guy in a series of high-stakes life or death challenges. Come on, you know you want to join
Sorry,
the fun.
spider emergency.
Don't keep my audience waiting.
Short to be Spidey. You're too skinny.
Keep fighting the good fight, man.
Should you just be standing here like that?
Spider-Man! The way you gift wrapped Rhino and Scorpion, that was excellent!
Shoot, shoot. Damn it! I couldn't stop myself in time. I skipped the JJJ. God damn it. Whatever. Like, I don't know if you saw me just being like, keep going, keep going. Whatever. Whatever.
And away we go! Oh, can't wait to see what thrilling action Spidey brings to the table for season 2!
You know, I'm actually in talks with this competing subscription service, so...
Please, I basically discovered you! And if you leave, my fans will be so upset. Angry flash mobs upset! Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!
You know, I'm not sure I've ever said that phrase on my show.
I modified the Trojan she installed to ping her location each time I do one of her shows.
And I never will.
Once I get enough pings, I can triangulate, find her hideout, and send her on early hiatus. Straight to Rikers.
Look, I have to do one of those challenges, don't I? Damn it. That's true, Max Time. Technically, she has said it. On my show. So let's see if it's in the archive. But it probably won't be.
We're here to talk about a hot button issue today, folks. And that's crime.
Hang on.
Another day.
Oh, maybe it did. Okay.
We're here to talk about a hot button issue today, folks. And that's crime boss Hammerhead. It turns out that petty argument at the Harlem Sanitarium was actually a Magia smackdown against this flat-topped flop. But here's the thing about Hammerhead, valued listeners. He might be an unhinged, rampaging cop killer who my assistant Jared keeps calling a beta, for reasons that I'm certain must be shark-related. But he has some interesting ideas. What's so wrong with pining for the good old days? Hammerhead wants to bring New York back to a time where people didn't get offended by everything, and spiders were just bugs you killed in your apartment, and I didn't have to take blood pressure medication. Now, if we could just stop him from destroying the city and its citizens in the process, wow, that would be great.
Ah, the good old days syndrome. Well, enjoy the foods and the lurking next time, as I fail at yet another base mission.
Going down.
So we were talking about Spider-Man 3, Raimi's Spider-Man 3 the other day, and we made the comment. Hang on. We made the comment that, you know, there's several good things about that film, despite the fact that I hate that film. But I will still say there's several good things about the film. One of the best things about Spider-Man 3, in my opinion, was J. Jonah Jameson. Probably I'd say the second best thing about it. Anybody who's seen the film knows what I mean, or what I'm referring to when I say the second, because there's one thing better in that film, even than Jameson.
Get to Hammerhead's Upper East Side warehouse. I'm betting he doesn't ship his online shop orders out of here.
Lots of guys just casually wandering around?
Yeah, place is locked down, but not for long.
I'm ready for anything you find. Keep me in the loop.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, Sandman was best. Yeah. Like, they still screwed up his implementation in the story, but Sandman himself was pretty awesome.
I hear some of this stuff can power you up. Thinking of doing that for myself. Are you serious? If the boss finds out you touched whatever's in there, you're dead. I'll take my chances. Besides, with that stuff powering me up, nothing can stop me. That's right. I'll be watching from the side.
Okay. Did you hear what he just said? With that stuff powering me up, nothing can stop me. Right? That right there is him stating that whatever this thing is that would metahuman him into a superhuman state would make it so that nothing could stop him. Now, I know what you're thinking. Laura, why are you making a big deal of this? Because we finally got our vampire connection! Because that mentality right there is what I refer to as vampire ego syndrome. Yes, vampires. Yeah, Star Trek Nemesis, Colgrim.
You gotta be kidding me. I need to get into this stupid thing so I can get at the servers here.
I'm sure you'll be back in. Probably the wind is just cracking myself.
Yeah, that does sound pretty horrible. To ignore the fact that it affected his clothes but not his locket. Let's ignore reality for a second. Yes, Hazardous. We had like 3 games in a row with no vampires, and it broke a really long running streak of vampires being in everything. Like it started getting really amusing to me how many things we were playing that had vampires in it. Hey, Saldir. And then we played Pathfinder Kingmaker, and then the streak was broken. I know several people disagree with me with Star Trek Nemesis, and that's fine, honestly. As always, differences of opinion are an awesome thing and should exist. But that doesn't mean I'm going to change my mind. I did a rumination on that movie. I had to sit down and analyze that movie. Screw that movie. I mean, we kind of look vampirish right now. A little bit, you know.
Better investigate.
Yeah. Oh my god, they knew it was me! Because it's dumb.
Using this warehouse to distribute Hammerhead's handmade crafts.
Really, that warden? What'd you think of it? Ooh, that hurts. Yes, there were, Zilok. Or no, I think there was vampirism in Atelier or something like that.
How many Hammerhead thugs does it take to steal ultra-high tech from an international agency? Guess we'll find out.
1, 2, 3. You mind?
Let me get my hands on it. The boss ain't here, so we gotta kill him ourselves.
I mean,
Think this specialized armor will fit over your formal wear?
first, I don't actually agree with that, Saldir. Which is fine, of course. We don't have to agree, as I've said many times. But second of all,
I have more decrypted file leads.
to be continued.
No, not you guys.
Okay, Hammerhead's weirdly obsessed with Watanabe. Oh, I hate when guys get internet stocky. Lots of transfer records here. She's been jumping from precinct to precinct.
So the Magia weren't just the start of her career. She's made them her entire career.
You got it. She's been responsible for shutting down every shady Magia joint in town for a decade. It's pretty amazing to see, actually.
That's eerie, all right.
She seems like a bulldog. I think I'd like her.
You would. Thanks for the heads up, MJ.
No problem. I'm gonna keep looking into this. Talk to you later.
I like the idea, James Hogan. Like, I really do.
Maybe you guys should leave this stuff for people who actually enjoy doing science.
If anything, I wish they would vary up the story more than they already are. You know what I mean? Like, too much of the story has been, you know, typical Spidey stuff, basically. With, say, one real exception. Anyways, Saldir, I will give you this, though. There aren't really a lot of... There are not very many good space battles in the Star Trek films, like, at all. So I will actually give you that at least Nemesis tried to have a space battle. That's, no, not crap. Or that. Game? Okay, sure. Actually, I can think of two, Saldir. I bet you can guess which two based on that information alone. It's two separate movies. But yeah, like, actually, let's actually look at this objectively speaking. Star Trek 1...
Right. That's one less warehouse full of
basically...
Hammerhead to use against me later?
Basically didn't have a space battle at all, right? Star Trek 3 had the extremely brief exchange between the Bird and the Enterprise, which, while it made sense, was pretty boring. Star Trek 4 didn't have a space battle at all. Star Trek 5... Generations had a scene that's so face-palmingly stupid, it's one of the only things I think is dumber than Nemesis. Seriously, an old, outdated Burrell.
This place houses a ton of Sable server space. I hope Hammerhead hasn't gotten into it yet.
Anyways. So that's 7. Then we get to 8. 8 space battle... Okay, 8 space battle... Yeah, I take it back. So I can think of 3 that are better, because 8 space battle is actually really awesome. The only complaint I have with the fight against the Borg cube is that we don't see more of it. Then we get to Insurrection, which... He fights with a... He gets out an old Atari joystick and... Then there's Nemesis, which, other than the fact that the Scimitar is a ship that aggravates me by very existing, the actual fight itself was pretty cool, and I will absolutely give you that. Ugh, really, game? Why would I go in through the door? I'm Spider-Man! Okay, in fairness, I would do that too. I'll admit that.
Time to collect. Hey, MJ. Not only was this place Hammerhead's Sable distribution front, it was also storing a ton of Sable servers. I cleared it out, and I'm sending you another file to decrypt.
Amazing, Pete. Thank you. The story's really coming together.
Glad to hear it.
That was weird. The audio just cut out abruptly. I guess that's just the game. Yesterday's Enterprise space battle, yeah, that's pretty terrible.
Listen up. We can't let Hammerhead continue to arm himself, and those burrowing tanks will tear apart our lockup. I'm spreading the remaining Sable gear throughout the city. Give him multiple targets. Force him to thin his men out.
Okay, what do you need from me?
Protect the transports. We'll have multiple runs in transit at once. Be ready to back up any that get into trouble.
You got it.
Once the gear's relocated, we'll focus on Hammerhead. Stay sharp. Lives are on the line.
Not liking what I hear in her voice. I gotta make time for Yuri after this. She gives me a lot of grief, but I can't let her down. Let me see if I can pick up the police comms channels.
Unimpeded. Repeat, Convoy 3, progress unimpeded.
Route appears clear ahead. No hostiles visible.
Safe House 2, ready to receive.
Okay, so far so good.
Yeah, DS9 is one of the only Star Treks that really worked to establish that feeling of, you know, a setting, a world, which makes sense if you actually think about it. Not that I am apologizing for it, because I think it's a bad thing. But it does actually make sense that the one show set in one spot, where nothing else can move, would actually have more setting development than the other shows where you're constantly on the move. Anyways, no, I did not see your question, Baron. If and but I sent you two because I sent everyone two because it's easier to keep track of that way. And someone else said something I was going to respond. Oh, that warden. You have to type in the lore runner, otherwise it doesn't ping me, just as a heads up. Anyways, no, I have not watched Rebels yet. What am I doing? Honestly, I kind of want to get this over with, so I'm going to do that. Anyways, so the three space battles I think were better than Nemesis are 8. The battle. The battle with the cube, which I thought was legitimately pretty good. The only thing that was wrong with it was too short. The sub fight in Star Trek.
You still busy?
Little Miles. Why? What's up?
It's just, you know, I'm really itching to get back out there. Keep training, get working on my Spidey skills.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Things have been so...
I know. You're super busy. So I was thinking, why don't I just come with you?
Come with me? Where?
Yeah, you know, like one of your missions, or quests, or patrols, or whatever you call them. Taking down bad guys, stopping evil, you know? That stuff, the superhero stuff.
I think it's a bit too soon for that, Miles. Though I definitely appreciate the offer.
Why?
Well, it's not like the movies, you know? You can get seriously hurt. There's some pretty bad dudes on the streets right now.
Well, I gotta learn somehow.
I know. We'll get together soon, okay? I promise.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Teens make me feel ancient.
Yeah, tell me about it. Thank you very much, if and but. As ever and as always, appreciate those subs. Let me jot that down.
Available units, please report. Witness transfer in progress.
For Mechanicus. There we go. So noted. And thank you again, sir. Yeah, I was going to say, Miles, like, we don't know the extent of his abilities yet, although that's something that should probably be established. I do feel bad for Parker, though. Let's see. So right now he's trying to pay attention to his job, you know, being Spider-Man, which is obviously the bulk of his time. MJ, who, Lord knows where that's going at the moment. Miles, Yuri. There was Black Cat in that, but that's kind of been self-removed from the equation, so whatever. You're right, Silder. You're absolutely right about that. I agree completely. I think that's part of why I like it more. Because, as you say, and if you remember, I actually said this, it's a submarine fight. It's not a traditional space battle. And in a submarine fight, the first sub that makes a mistake loses. And that's exactly what ended up happening between the Enterprise and the Reliant. Although, arguably, Khan made the mistake by going in to begin with, but whatever. Okay, so Baron gave me a question earlier. A game where superheroing is like this, but the name difference is it's a business. My first thought is making this the primary gameplay vehicle, but having like a secondary, for lack of a better way to put it, a strategic layer of the game where basically it's kind of like Mech Warrior at that point, right? Or BattleTech, if you prefer. Where, in other words, you pick the missions and you negotiate with them. It's like, okay, I want this percentage of whatever, or this percentage of actual money, or this percentage of such and such credits. I'm not sure what additional resource would be, because, for example, in BattleTech, you can negotiate for salvage, which is a very important thing for, you know, any aspiring mech warrior. I'm not sure what additional things we could negotiate for in a capes setting, but I like that vehicle. I like that idea. So probably something like that, Baron.
Going down.
Oh my God, Gnome Saiyan, I can't believe you just said that. I'm going to say this out loud, because Gnome Saiyan just said, Miles has kilometers to go before he's ready for patrols.
Into one of Hammerhead's operations. Looks like a distillery, but it's gotta be a front. I'd put my money on smuggling. Like illegal weapons or fancy gangster hats.
You mean fedoras? I think that might almost be worse than the weapons. Let me know what you find.
I like fedoras.
Easier than taking candy from a baby.
I mean, if you're gonna use metaphor, we're technically making our own candy, right?
Yeah, right. You know what I meant.
Either way, we're giving ourselves 300% raises every day.
I'm not complaining.
So we get to print our own money and make our own whiskey? It's a freaking sweet game.
Yeah, just don't overdo it on the food. Boss doesn't like us getting sloppy on the job.
Yeah. How does boss get away with this whole thing anyways?
That's above my pay grade, bro. Probably paying city officials to keep their mouths shut.
Nice. But, where does the whiskey go?
You know, bar's the boss on.
Damn, he's got everything figured out. Feel like I can rest easy.
Man, this doesn't even feel like work. I'm basically wrapping up a chunk of my own paycheck.
I've been thinking, have you ever wondered what this is gonna do to the economy?
Since when do you care?
I'm just saying. People all over the world through history have tried this, and it always eventually falls apart, you know?
I really don't. The boss knows what he's doing. There ain't gonna be no financial collapse.
It's just like, if we don't learn from our mistakes, historically speaking, we're probably gonna screw things up for, like, now.
I'd keep that thinking to yourself when the boss is around. I don't think he'd appreciate that kind of talk.
Yeah, sure.
We need to find that thug and get him a job. You know, like a real job. Not like streaming. That's not a real work right there. Still, that one made me grin. So you might find this funny, Salder, but so far I agree with all of your points completely. I'm serious, by the way. See, the biggest... 6 appeals to me. Let's go in order of, like, worst to least. 6 appeals to me mostly because of the nature of how they set up a specific and very unique circumstance that somehow made it work. Rather than it being a... Oh, geez. A Deus Ex Machina to you know, mechanic their way out of it. They had to literally outthink their opponent. In other words, they did the thing that Generations failed at. Generations technobabbled their way out of a similar problem, basically aping the same concept. But in 6, they had to literally outthink, you know, Chang in order to be able to pull that one out, right? Now, you could argue the validity of that, and that's fine. But still, as the nature of it, it felt like a good construction of events. Then we have... hang on. Then we have 8. Now... Funnily enough, I think that my biggest problem with 8 and your biggest problem with 8 are actually the same problem. It's too short. Or, to be slightly more accurate, we don't see enough of it. I firmly believe that if we actually saw all of the battle with the cube, that it would have been a really, really awesome fight. Space battle, as you yourself are using the terminology. We don't, of course. We see the final, like, 2 minutes of it. It's extremely short. And as you say, the solution ends up being Glass Jaw. Which is just whatever. And that is probably the biggest thing that irritates me about that, is that they have to point out a frickin' weakness in the ship in order to be able to one-shot it. Now, I could talk even more about that exact point because, you know me, and I've studied the Borg probably too much. But point remaining, that's why I also agree with you on that point. But that brings us to 2. 2 still works for me because it was in every way an actual battle of skill. Instead of just... Oh, God! I shouldn't say instead of just. Instead of Deus Ex Machining their way out, instead of technobabbling their way out of the solution, instead of being an unfair fight where one side should be winning but isn't because of bad writing, it was 2 ships equally matched by equal circumstance, and it worked really well for me. Now, that being said, as you yourself say, and as I've also said, it is a sub-fight and not a space battle. So, Given that, I hope you at least see my perspective on the matter. So if we were to, for example, examine a subcategory of space battles by simply saying a more traditional battle, then I would actually agree with you that
Throw parties in here? You should totally throw parties in here.
Nemesis has the best straight-up fight. Because 8's is too short, 6's isn't really a straight-up fight, and 2's is a sub-fight. I can't see what I'm doing. Come on, camera. That's not even close to what I wanted to do. Hang on, Justin. I'm getting destroyed by camera angles. Oh my god, get away from the wall. Jesus. Not what I was going for. Oh, god damn it. Of course, they're still back on the wall. Why would they not be on the wall? Just make this a top-down for a bit, shall we? There we go. You know what? Go away. Spider Bro, he's awesome in every way.
Let's not tank our economy any further now, boys.
Devaluation is a real problem.
Cool. I'm also doing important stuff.
Though it shouldn't be.
Keep doing what you're doing while I talk at you. It seems like the captain, Yuri's, got some baggage.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. There's some old police records here. Did you know she's a third-generation cop?
Huh. Runs in the family.
Kind of. Yuri's father was kicked off the force, convicted and imprisoned for accepting bribes. Magia bribes.
He was dirty?
Dirty as they come. Looks to me like Yuri's trying to make up for her dad's mistakes and taking the Magia down in the process.
Heavy. No wonder she's going so hard on this.
Yeah. I know I'm supposed to be writing about the Hammerhead fronts, but this is pretty compelling stuff. Call me back soon.
I gotta be honest, I don't have that skill. Unless it's a game I'm really good at. Which, this is not that! As we've established many times. As both Max Time and Hazardous will eagerly point out. Like, there are a few games I can talk and play during. This is not one of them. I can talk about easy things. Like, here, give me a Star Trek topic to talk about. I can talk about Star Trek. Oh, jeez. Hang on. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, he's already down. This. I am going to be talking about the Picard trailer during Lore Week. We really don't have too much to talk about it yet. It's all speculation, although, from what I understand behind the scenes, they're trying to do it on the cheap, which I'm not sure how that's going to work out, really. Why is the motion picture so boring? Let me go ahead and start by saying that, actually, I don't dislike the motion picture as much as I thought I would. Like, when I went back for the Rumination, I found it more interesting than I thought. And when I,
Things are starting to get to me. Should get over to the office before I pass out.
Still enough to count. And when I actually rewatched it not too long after it with my sister. Only part of it, actually, we never finished it. And it wasn't that bad. The biggest problem is, and this is, in my opinion, the problem with the motion picture, is they decided to go ahead and redo all the effects. Way too much money burnt on the second wave of effects, which is the stuff we see in the actual film. Because the first effects were just garbage. And they spent so much money on the effects that they didn't really have time or money to afford a proper editing job. What I mean by that is there's a very simple axiom when it comes to film, whether it's a movie or television or even a video game. You always make more than you need. Any given scene, you might record like this much footage, and then you decide in the actual cut to cut out this 3 seconds and this 4 seconds here, and this is the actual bit that gets in the film. This is extremely common. I'm not even talking about multiple takes. Just for a singular take, you take way more footage than you need, right? So in the motion picture, because they didn't have the proper time or money to do a proper editing job, in the theatrical release, what we see is all of that. Make sense? And what is effectively an unedited version of the film. Every scene is just this nice big long scene. And that, in my opinion, is what slows down the motion picture. So first of all, thank you very, very much, Justin, for your patience, as well as for your support. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here for the Spiderman stuff. I will put that towards Fire Emblem right now. There we go. Possibly Gnome Saiyan. So Gnome Saiyan brings up a good question, really quick. He says, would it make the rest of Star Trek 8 more boring, pushing more of the epic Borg fight to the intro? Personally, I don't think so, and this is my reasoning. Star Trek 8 in many ways filmed as an action flick, but it kind of isn't. Star Trek 8 is TNG's Star Trek 2, right? Star Trek 8 is a character vehicle. It's just, unlike most character vehicles, it is extremely focused on only a single character. Picard. It's all about Picard. His character, his growth, his personality, what he thinks of his world, what he thinks of himself, what he thinks of his crew, and that one enemy that beat him. In my opinion, the rest of 8 wouldn't be devalued by an absence of relative action, because it's not really about the action, you know? I'm not saying action shouldn't be in films. I am not that kind of a person. Unlike some people I know, which we're not gonna get into that. What? Oh, right. Well, now that I'm a super cool guy...
I gotta get in there.
Why am I a super cool guy? What did I do?
No money, no beer, but ledgers that prove they're counterfeiting.
Wait a minute. Objection! Sorry.
I'm done here. Sending you one last encrypted file and...
You don't have to. I already know what it's gonna say.
You do?
Hammerhead's not the only one who can get his hands on files he shouldn't have. Yuri's been disciplined lately. A lot. She's entirely focused on stopping Hammerhead and the Magia. She stopped following protocol. It doesn't look good for her.
Luckily, she's got people who have her back.
Yeah. Listen, Peter. This makes better copy than the Hammerhead fronts. I've got to pitch it.
I know you do. I know.
Okay. I owe you one for these files. And I hope things work out for your friend.
Thanks, MJ. Me too.
Well, shoot. Feeling #blessed that Screwball is gracing us with more awesome content. Screwball is everything that is wrong with our younger generation. Stop giving bad people a platform. You jelly of all our followers. Facepalm. Oh my god, really? Hammerhead gives new meaning to apply directly to the forehead. Forehead? That thing's a 5-head. I wonder if Magia followed these posts. I don't think they'd take kindly to petty insults. Abandoned thread! Touching. Hearing young fan waiting all day to meet him, JJJ gives half-off coupons for his next book. What would you call a hammerhead if he owned a mattress store? Hammerbed! Or if he owned a bakery, Hammerbread! Keep making fun of the boss, you'll wind up hammered dead. You don't want to get shot full of hammer lead. Why do people watch Screwball live streams? They're really violent and disturbing. Don't be such a hater. You just don't get it, Raffle. It's like a violent, annoying train wreck, but I can't look away. I watch every stream. Screwball's just another egotistical show-off, seeking attention from Spider-Man, and kids eat it up. Seen enough crime docs to know Magia has a hand in everything. I bet Spider-Man is in on the take. That would make sense. Spider powers equals some kind of crazy deal with the mob. It's all connected! No way Spidey would cooperate unless they had dirt on him. I wonder what they're hiding. JJJ at home will shed light on this funny business. It's interesting you say that, Saldir. I don't know if you've ever been around for me to say this, but I've slowly been growing more and more the opinion that film doesn't really serve a purpose per se, or at least not a unique purpose. I say that as a film geek, by the way. Let me try and explain what I mean by that a little bit. Can anyone tell me, honest question, can anyone tell me what a film can do that no other form of media can? God damn it.
Today, on Just the Facts, with J. Jonah Jameson, the Maggia are turning the streets of Manhattan into a gang war. Why, you ask? Because nobody listened to me when they had the chance. If we just cleaned up the city, returned to our collective senses, and run Spider-Man out of town, not necessarily in that order, then a psychopathic crime boss wouldn't be wrecking New York in some misguided pursuit of that same goal. Look, Hammerhead's impulse to take us back to a simpler time before any of us had heard of web shooters isn't wrong. But his methods are obscene. Attacking the police, terrifying citizens, the man gives simpler times a bad name. Like this infernal sodium-free beverage I'm being forced by the medical establishment to drink for my health gives soda a bad name. And meanwhile, where's our city's so-called savior, Spider-Man, in all this? I need to lay down.
What?
Over there! It's the spider! Too many men down!
It's the heart medication. It's turning him into a crazy person. So anyways, now I heard a couple people give decent answers there.
I was nearby.
Silder says getting you out of the house, although that's not necessarily true. I mean, I know what you're thinking. Well, you have to go to the theaters to watch a film, right? Well, you don't, do you? So I'm gonna nix that one. I don't think that counts. Someone else mentioned explosions. Honestly, yeah, I think that's probably the one thing that a film has over most other media is spectacle, in other words. Big, fancy, woo. Now, video games can actually also do that, though, right? In fact, to be perfectly frank, video games can actually do more and cheaper. So that's a nix. There was another one. Anyways, my point is, at this point in history, like, if, for example, let me use a direct way of saying what I'm trying to say here. If Sonic Doctor really existed and was a real person, and he wanted me to make a media based on him,
The police can handle both sides of this fight from here.
film would be the last thing on my mind. It would be the very last option for me, because every other type of media offers something more interesting to me as a creator than a film, which doesn't really offer anything. You follow me? Like character-driven stuff? Well, no. Books allow the insight into mindset, and television allows for more long-term character arcs, and so do video games. By the way, thank you very, very much, Sonic Doctor. As ever and as always, much appreciated. If you want to put that towards something, let me know. Otherwise. So, films, first of all, they cost a ridiculous amount of money. If you ever want to look into it, and, okay, hang on. If you really want to talk about this, I do have the legitimate opinion at this point in history that the reason the film industry continues to go at the rate it goes is for the money. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, of course it is, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is that I feel that the industry has reached the point of self-maintenance, basically. That there are so many people, and so many jobs, and so many corporations, and so many holding companies that all have such a stake in the movie industry, because we're talking literally billions of dollars cycling around on a regular basis, on a monthly basis going through that industry. that there are enough people invested in keeping it going that that's why it keeps going. Not because of the films themselves. That's just my opinion. Now, that being said, there is something nice to say about Sonic Doctor. Only one thing, though. You can only say one thing about him, and that's the fact that he wanted to put it towards the Breath of the Wild DLC, which I'm very appreciative, and thank you again. But it kind of is, in some cases, the amount of money that cycles through it is ridiculous. A rumination on this game, I don't decide what I ruminate on, and the next time we'll be deciding new ruminations will be October. So it's going to be a long... It will, at the very, very, very earliest, a rumination of this game wouldn't even happen until next January. So basically, I have no idea, is the answer to your question, James Hogan. So... Now, I'm not saying films should stop existing. I've actually heard some people say that. But I do think that at this point in history, the other three big forms of medium, games, books, and shows, have basically gotten better at the things movies used to give us.
Friends, our streets are safer than ever before, thanks to the tireless efforts of the swinging spectacle, Spider-Man. Oh, just kidding! Our streets are actually in more literal danger than they've ever been, because it seems like someone made Hammerhead's idiot men resort to digging up roads in the middle of rush hour! It's clear that the only way crime boss Hammerhead thinks he can get people to listen to his pleas for a return to decency is by actually razing this city to the ground. And while I frankly find this sentiment admirable, just like my doctor thinks it's admirable that I've cut back on alcohol consumption, I think we can all agree that we'd much rather get home on time and alive than late and dead. Meanwhile, Spider-Man, it seems, is actively assisting the Magia during all this. Spider-Man or Spider-Mob? You decide.
All units advised. We have reports of ongoing property damage. Magia suspected. Location within a mile. Over.
Gotcha! You're going down, Wes!
Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, so to answer Spildeer again, nothing. There's nothing a film does better than anything else. That was my whole overall point. In answer to Gnome Saiyan, all of the other three media forms I just mentioned can also tell a complete story in one setting.
This city is just trying to make a living.
I'm not saying they always do, of course, but I do think that all three of them are better at it than a film. Obviously, I prefer episodic storytelling when it comes to television. However, there's plenty of TV out there that just tells encapsulated individual stories. You know, the Twilight Zone approach. And there's nothing really wrong with that approach, too. As I've said many times, just because I don't like it. And of course, there are plenty of video games that are one-sitting video games. And are still story-focused, no less. Sure, I still need a couple more crimes.
It was your idea. No way am I gonna let Hammerhead's goons get away with executing people in the streets. How about you let these nice folks go?
What about cinemas? You know, the irony, if I could just be completely blunt, movie theaters, as in going to the theaters, is easily the most, I guess, dying part of movies as an industry, specifically. Which is just ridiculous, because it's probably the one thing that is most distinct to movies, is going physically to a theater and watching it in a crowd. And yet that's the part that is financially shattering, you know? Just, why? Anyways, I know exactly why, I just don't want to get into it. Would a comics count as... Honestly, that's a fair point. We should probably count comics as their own thing. Visual novels. Because they are kind of their own thing. They are both visual and reading, you know.
Armed hostiles? Not for long.
So, that's 4 types of media, and shame on me for forgetting that. It's okay, because they're rebooting everything again, Baron. That'll fix it. As an aside, I'm actually in favor of print media continuing to exist. Which I know sounds like a strange statement, but I know several people who are not, who think print media should just die out. I am not one of those people.
Snipers are opening up on the convoy. Gotta move.
Look up, you moron!
There. That should get things moving again.
Spider-Man, clear the snipers! Move out!
Snipers all along. Time to snipe some snipers. One of Hammerhead's snipers. Nighty night.
More snipers! It's clear! Let's move!
What is it with guys like Hammerhead always wanting to fight?
Actually, I agree with you on that one, Pyman. What? No, return to mission. I agree with you on that, Pyman. I prefer to read a book than to read a screen. My preference. But that's not the only reason I think print media should keep existing. I mean, there's actually like 5 reasons I think print media should keep existing. Hi, Dream Whisperer.
Whoa, whoa! More of those... whatevers! It's Hammerhead's men! How'd they find us? Keep the stable tech contained!
Hey, comma, I have a question for you from a viewer, period. They ask, comma, quote, what would you say is the reason people watch you, question mark, quote. Let's go ahead and clarify that. Your son. I think extant would translate well to everything except for films. I'm dead serious, by the way. Okay, so going back to my original thing, if I had just infinite power and money, just the ability to make whatever I wanted, the one thing that wouldn't even occur to me to make is films with regards to the extant. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. I mean, if someone else wanted to make a film set in it, you know, I'd be willing to supervise and mainliner it, but for the most part, I'd be like, nah, no, I'm good. I'd want to make tons of games, a few books. I'd be okay with comics. Comics works. There's actually several TV shows I do legitimately want to make someday. But movies? I don't know. I got nothing. Why does it keep doing that? No, whatever. Have you been seeing the glitching periodically? Or is that just on my end? Because I don't know what's causing it at all.
Oh yeah, it's a word now. Hammerhead must have a mole in the department feeding him info on the convoy route.
At this point, I'm just glad it's working at all, but I don't know how to fix that glitching. Well, like I said, there's several reasons, Max Time.
Oh, that's it. I'm going with Dig Boys. That's what they're called now.
Oh no, not Dig Boys! So, reasons why print media exists. First and most obvious, historical reasons. There is something to be said for print media being a thing. In fact, one of my favorite little tidbits in a couple of things of Star Trek is how some of the members of Starfleet actually have a thing for physical copies of books. You know, preservation kind of a thing.
Police can keep the Sable Tech safe.
All units, situation developing near the mayor's compound. Something's coming out of the ground. We need backup. Repeat, assistance requested.
So much for all clear. Time to move.
Damn it, Yuri. Now we're gonna have to destroy her, too.
It's like Hammerhead's gone to war against the police, and Yuri's working herself to the bone. I know she cares about her men. She's gotta learn not to shoulder all that responsibility. Says the king of shouldering too much responsibility.
Second reason why I think print media should continue to exist. There's, as I said earlier, and just to reiterate it, there's something different between reading something on a screen, even if it's like this, or sitting down like this. There's just something a little more comfortable and a little more, I don't know, it's literally better on me to read this physically and as well as mentally. Like, this works better for me, right? As Max Time says, the experience of doing so. The third reason is because of acknowledgement of preference. In other words, there's people who simply prefer to read a book than to read a screen. Ergo, for the acknowledgement of preference. Like, I don't think we should get rid of a preference just because other people don't like it, right? That's kind of against my overall mentality. And that's 4 reasons, and I feel like I had a 5th. But I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to cut off there. That's also true, Shikor. Movies are an investment. There's a reason why I go to an average of like 10 films a year.
Man, don't you guys hate these things? It's gonna take ages to repay. Traffic's gonna be a nightmare.
Does preservation make money? I have a better question. Who cares? If all we ever cared about was making money, then we have failed as a species. Just to be as completely blunt about that as I can. I know, right, Platty? Don't mistake me, money matters. Making money matters. But if all that matters is making money, then no. We have failed. Or not? Okay, sure. I didn't actually want to shoot him anyways, that's cool. Kingpin wannabe. Anyways, Baron, you asked me a question there, which I don't actually have a chance to... Fast,
no, they're running with the Sable tech. I've got to keep this off Yuri's plate. I'll handle it. I can handle it.
So what was your question, Baron, if you don't mind repeating, because I can't go and check real quick.
I'm losing them.
Yep, this is actually really irritating. I got way too far behind. I would actually disagree with that, Zalard. That's just me. Although I also have my own pet theory on that, which I've mentioned a few times.
Here's your stuff.
You know, you can just hit the brakes, Spidey. Yeah,
Better hurry.
Just a thought for the future. So, like, for example, Baron, what you're suggesting is, to use a literal example, S.H.I.E.L.D. leading into Winter Soldier, leading into S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. I would be less cool, that's true. The first highest priority thing? Ooh. That is actually legitimately a tough question, Hogan, because I have something like 20 game ideas bouncing around in my head. And that's not bragging, it's actually kind of aggravating, because every now and again I'll come up with another game idea, and it's like, ah! I already can't make the ones I've already thought of! Why is this happening? So, first priority. Let me think about that.
Yuri, good timing.
Hammerhead was keeping you away and we fell for it. Get back, now!
Yuri! No, no!
Prep the first responders. Make sure the ER's clear and knows we're bringing in. Knows what we're bringing in.
This was all a setup. Distracting me from Hammerhead's real target. Need to get to Yuri.
You know...
Why did he hit the police precinct? I thought all the Sable tech was out of there. Yuri sounds okay. Physically, at least. I know she's tough, but everyone has a breaking point.
I mean, you had yours earlier in this very game. High emotion pawn. Spidey has a hard time thinking strategically, I've noticed. It's not a complaint. It makes sense for his character. Remember, we already know what he's after. Fear. He said that flat out.
so sorry, Yuri. I should have been here.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He went straight for the cases marked Project Olympus.
Any idea what that is?
No, but he has it now.
And we'll get him.
I know.
Where are you going?
To teach a lesson in fear.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Deep breath.
You can move, or I can arrest you.
Yuri, we need to work together.
You need to stay the hell out of my way.
That sounds familiar.
This could not possibly end well. Can't believe how badly I've screwed this up.
You? God damn it, Peter. Stop thinking everything is your responsibility. You are not me.
The way Yuri looked. I need to find Hammerhead before she does. But how? My leads are dead. Maybe set a keyword check on the police band. Hope for some mention of Hammerhead or the Maggia. While I wait, I should hit the streets. See what else Hammerhead's men are up to.
I've come up with my idea, James Hogan. Although this is kind of a cheat. So, 41,000. 41,500. Yeah, I know, Leander, I know. And I know Max Time. I'm allowed to yell at him for it, damn it.
Attention units. Police escort requested to move a VIP Maggia witness. Incident is active near Carnegie Hall.
Those cops are moving a Hammerhead witness. I should follow just in case.
Hammerhead knows where our safe house is. We have to move a witness.
Now?
Now. No kidding.
Okay, time to roll to the new safe house.
So, you guys know me. I like to plan things out and work up towards something, right? So what I was trying to puzzle around was what kind of game I would want to make that would best introduce people to the extant. Would be a nice, grand, a Mass Effect 1, basically. Something that really helps bring the concepts.
Case against Hammerhead. I've got to keep him safe.
Can bring people into the universe and, is popular enough to bring people interested and blah, 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 blah. Then I realized, screw all that. That's not my method. And if I have infinite money and power, I don't care how successful it is financially. So I decided to toss all that out of the window, and instead I decided to do what I would actually think about doing. Starting slow. Starting with something seemingly unconnected to the overall story, of which I have actually several game ideas. So, that being stated, the one I'd go with is my Metroidvania, which is called an Empire of One, I believe is the name for that one.
More Hammerhead guys off the streets. I think I've earned my victory pizza.
Empire of One, I'm not going to spoil everything about it, because I actually do want to tell that story someday, but it's basically about someone going after, it's a member of the weaponry group, going after, yeah, exactly, Dream Whisperer, and I probably would. No, it's within the extent, it's my canon, James Hogan. But it is a Metroidvania-style game.
First of all, I'd just like to make it clear that I am perfectly capable of running this show alone and absolutely know how to work this computer by myself. Shout it, Jared.
You're in timeout.
Sorry. Hang on.
Bring him back, guard!
Oh, Jesus, what the hell was that?
Wow. Funny how Hammerhead and Maggia thugs look exactly alike under a bunch of webbing.
Don't worry, since that one started, it should be right here.
First of all, I'd just like to make it clear that I am perfectly capable of running this show alone and absolutely know how to work this computer by myself. Shut it, Jared, I'm getting to it. But you, loyal listeners, should know that I choose not to. I'm getting to it. And that's why I have decided, of my own accord, that's enough, Jared. to bring my assistant, Jared, back to the Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson operation. And to apologize to him on the air, which is what I'm doing now. Right now. And are you serious? Are you really doing this right now, you little... And to give him a raise. Tune back in soon for more Just the Facts with J. Jonah Jameson.
Wait, keyword check has something.
And a minute.
Reports of gunfire at the Hammerhead establishment.
Okay, fine.
Available units redirect.
Someone hit the bar with no name. Need to hurry. Get there before the police and see what I can learn.
I think Bats would not only go after her in a sense, not personally, of course. I think he would have a plan in mind to help support her in a situation like this in case she went rogue. Because he would already know all about her backstory.
Shots fired. Please proceed to Spanish Harlem. Over.
Hey, fellas! How about you pull this over and we'll talk about...
Anyways, so yeah, Metroidvania style. The idea is you're basically fighting against a... The idea is that there's this star system which effectively only has one biological being in it. It's this one guy. And he's really, really, really good with robotics. And I know this sounds like Dr. Wily, and it was admittedly inspired by Dr. Wily, but he's not evil or crazy or after world conquest or anything like that. He's just a guy who happens to like living alone and like robotics. So he ends up basically the way that it escalates is he builds worker bots who build worker bots who build worker bots who build servant bots who build construction bots who build soldier bots who... You get where this is going. That's why it's called Empire of One, because there's only one actual person in the whole thing. Him. And he's basically just off doing his own thing, and, enjoying his retirement, effectively. While the Empire of the cybernetic stuff is going off doing its own thing.
Got here before the police. Let's see what went down in here.
And you were sent there as an agent of weaponry to basically shut down one of the main hubs of the Empire. I basically just gave away the big twist, though. So, forgive me for that, but whatever. Nobody's ever going to play that game. I'm never going to get to make that game anyways, so whatever.
This is... brutal.
See, this is why you have high-powered people taking care of the neutral facility. So we'll stay neutral.
Who did all this? Yuri. I've never seen Yuri lose control like this. Hey, what is that?
You mean your bot that you left here?
Spiderbot! Wow. Can't believe you survived all this, little buddy. Is that a phone? Call from Vinny.
Hello?
Gino, the hell you been? Lady Cop just lit up the warehouse on 3rd.
Lady Cop?
Yeah, Watanabe or whatever. She wrecked the joint. I'm dropping my engine at Mercy General, then meeting the main crew to get ready for tonight.
Ready for... what's happening tonight again?
Bro, you hit your head or something? The big show. Boss wants everyone sharp. Get your ass in gear. Meet us at the rally point.
Big show. Hammerhead must have something planned with the Dons. I need to find out what. Best bet is tracking this Vinny guy. Hope I can get to Mercy General in time. When Yuri left the precinct, she said she was going to teach a lesson in fear. But that's not the part that scares me the most. It was the look on her face. I've seen that look on a lot of criminals, but never a police officer.
Oh, I have. That's why I'm in this one, actually, next time, funnily enough.
Mercy General. Okay. Running a trace of all cell phone usage in the last 5 minutes. If my man Vinny's still here, I should be able to track him. I hope. I'm getting some signals, but I need to get closer to match Vinny's ID.
I've actually used RPG Maker to make a game back in the day. It was...
Now, just need to isolate the signal.
It was crap, but I did make it. But no.
Not Vinny.
RPG Maker is not for me, honestly. It's a good way to learn some of the bare basics of game design and code, but I don't actually think it's a particularly good format to do so. It would literally be better at this point to just go ahead and pick up a Unity package.
Come on, be you, Vinny, be you. Not him. Gotta keep searching.
Or, the other big one, what's his name? I can't think of right now.
Please be Vinny, please be Vinny.
Unreal, is that it? God dang it, come on.
Not his ID. Damn.
Maybe it is Unreal. Uh-oh, Tazara's about to run!
This one feels right to me. No good. Come on, he has to still be here.
That's not actually true, but we'll ignore it. No. There we go.
I feel like a spy. Come on!
Jesus, Rax.
That's him. Bless you, Vinny. There's Vinny. Better stay close, but not too close. According to Vinny, Hammerhead has a show planned for tonight. And I doubt it's on Broadway or off Broadway or experimental
Broadway.
black box off of Ludlow Broadway. Come on, Vinny, give me something. You're my only hope. He's getting into a car. Bad move, Vinny. You know how valuable that parking spot was? Since Hammerhead kidnapped
I've lived in San Francisco.
my guess is it has something to do with them. I just need to find out what it is and get to Hammerhead before Yuri.
The entire world, Tazara? That's gonna take a while.
Jeez, Vinny. I don't mean to be a backseat driver, but come on. At least pretend you care about traffic laws.
I mean, he's driving... Oh, you know, whatever. They sound fine to me, Emotion Pawn. I mean, superhero names are what it is. In fact, my own superhero setting, I've actually already kind of mentally made a rule. No costumes. And, no official other names. You know, nicknames or whatever.
Should eavesdrop. See if I can get any more details about tonight's big show.
I know what you're thinking. Laura, you're just trying to be indie. Well, no, actually. How many times have you heard people refer to The Punisher? And how many times have you heard someone refer to Frank Castle?
When are we heading to the construction site?
Later. Boss wants mood light.
You do love his drama. All right. Let me know if you see Gino, yeah? Told him to meet me here.
Whatever's happening tonight, it's going down at a construction site. But which one? Hammerhead controls a half dozen.
My point is that amongst my whoops, that's the wrong button. Sorry, go away, Spider-Bro. Go away, Spider-Bro! No! Amongst my comic book fans and geeks and friends, most of them refer to people by their names, not their identities, right? You know, the overwhelming majority of my friends tend to refer to them as such, and that's how I kind of got into the habit myself, right? Hence why I decided to just kind of go with that for my own setting, the Primes, specifically.
Surprise! I'll take guard duty from here, thank you very much.
Okay, that's dealt with. Fair, Shikar, fair. I'm Doctor Strange. Oh, we're using our made-up names. Sorry. Whoop.
Wait. We going to the east side or the west side tonight?
West side, you schmuck. Come on.
Right, sorry. Inner ear problem, you know, gets me turned around.
Construction site on the west side. Narrows it down, but not enough. Gotta keep listening in.
See, it's funny you say that one, Dream Whisperer. I actually know a lot of people who refer to Soups instead of Kent or Clark. But that one's also kind of half and half from my experience. But the relevant point I was going to make, though, is that you mentioned Barry. most people I know actually refer to the various Flashes by their names because there are so many different Flashes, and thus most of my comic book friends tend to find it easier to actually identify him based on name.
He's supposed to handle the concrete. Show starts at 9 p.m. sharp. No time for screw-ups.
I'll check in on the mixers. It'll be ready by 9. Promise.
Show starts at 9. Good to know. But I still need a location.
That's why I earlier, that is to say yesterday when we were talking about the Flash, I had to make a clarification and say Barry and Wally, specifically. Because, you know, there's more than one Flash. Can I not? Hello? Yep. Nope. It's also kind of a similar thing with the Lanterns. Green Lanterns.
Someone needs a nap.
And yeah, Robins, that's another one. Although Nightwing, I actually hear most people refer to him as Nightwing, so I'll give you that one. Oh, good. Sorry, checking some on my email. Give me just a second. And yeah, there's also been several Batgirls, too. Yeah, yours makes sense, but you have to understand something. At this point in history, like, every superhero name has been taken at some point or another, right? Yeah, Todd. Always referred to him as Jason Todd. Anyways, every superhero name has been taken at some point or another. So the main goal, in my opinion, if you're going to go with naming them with superhero names, is to try and make sure they don't sound too dorky. Because we already have dorky... We have Catman. You know? That's already a thing.
Bro, it's the site by the A stop on 34th. G-Train don't even run in Manhattan. What's wrong with you?
Give me a break, man. I'm from Jersey. A on 34th. Got it. Jeez.
Construction site by 34th. That's Hudson Yards. That's it. Hammerhead's planning something for the Dons tonight at Hudson Yards. I should make sure these guys can't show up for the assist later.
Oh, you want me to kill them all? Alright. That's true. Catabo is taken. I hear Catabo is a truly terrifying superhero, too.
What was that?
You're done.
Damn it. There we go. I hear the Lore Runner is taken, too. So Baron says, what about superhero names for the sake of code names? Well, code names are fine, but code names are really different than superhero names. There's a difference between being called Maverick and being called Maverick Man, if you follow the bad analogy there.
Okay, that's all of them. Apparently the big show is tonight. Why do I get the feeling it's not gonna have a happy ending?
Maverick Man! What's his superpower? He can play volleyball and make you really want to watch it.
Hope I'm dressed for the occasion.
Okay, hang on. As much as I like this suit, why don't we go with my favorite nighttime suit for this? There we go.
Can't Hammerhead just be a normal Maggia criminal? You know, quietly running a waste management business, wearing tracksuits, eating lots of meatballs, running the occasional scam. Why does he have to have such grand ambitions? Maybe it's that plate in his head. Hope I'm still ahead of Yuri on this one. If she gets face to face with Hammerhead, she'll probably do something she'll regret.
It's funny you mentioned that, Leander. So in the Primes, one of the things that happens later on, like about the midway point of the story, is that several nations start having officially sponsored hero teams, right? Now, I say hero teams, I shouldn't. More like in sponsored superpowered teams. In other words, imagine the military, you know, under the jurisdiction and control of the Senate or the dictator or whatever, but instead of it being just a bunch of guys with equipment, it's a bunch of people with superpowers. If you follow. Purely a political tool, in other words.
Hey, Miles. You okay?
Why do you ask?
Right. We haven't covered Spidey sense yet. Put that on the list for our next lesson.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just that general.
You're at the hospital? Why? What happened? Did someone come after you?
No, nothing like that. It's just, I kind of jumped off a bridge.
You what?
I jumped off a bridge in Queens.
Are you okay? I'm coming to get you.
No, I'm totally fine. Well, I broke a toe. Did you know that there's nothing that they can do for that? They just kind of just wish you luck.
Miles, you can't be doing stuff like that.
I know that now.
I'm serious. You may have powers, but you're not indestructible. Trust me. Your powers... I can't believe I'm about to say this, but they're a responsibility. You have to treat them that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll do better.
I know you will. And I'll see you this weekend for another lesson, okay?
Okay, thanks, Peter.
Feel better, kiddo.
Lol. Also, Taser Face! Let them know. The one who killed them.
A VIP Maggia witness is being transported to the station.
I agree, Hogan. He's awesome. This is a good Parker. Possibly the best Parker.
The Majidons.
Look who it is. The Bug. Just in time for the broadcast.
Broadcast?
Good evening, New York. Welcome to tonight's entertainment. The changing of the guard.
By the way, this is a truly horrible way to die. I'd say picture it, but I actually don't think you should.
Honor and loyalty weren't just words. When the Maggia were feared and respected, tonight, the good old days are coming back. Help! Help! Wish I could join the festivities. Sit tight. I'll be seeing you all real soon.
Unless I shut off the cement mixer, the Dons are gonna get buried alive. Stopped it. For now. Now to keep them off the controls.
That's an interesting mission. Nope.
Gotta get that guy away from the mixer. I sure hope I beat Yuri here.
Someone get on the mixer!
I mean, honestly, these people probably deserve to die, but I mean, that is a really horrible way to go.
You ready for a New York little son?
Safe again. For the moment.
That's all gold. I mean, suffocation is such a wonderful way to go. It's like drowning to death in something that's slowly solidifying, expanding. It's like a hug.
Cement level's still low. Gotta keep it that way.
Hammerhead's stronger than he's ever been! You're dead!
Yeah, you notice, by the way, we actually saw Hammerhead's suit.
All those things dig, boys? Oh, I think it's gonna catch on.
I mentioned that because I was wondering how the hell Hammerhead...
No, they have Hammerhead's gonna...
I was actually thinking to myself how the hell Hammerhead was actually going to be able to stand up to us in a fight. But he's got the power suit, so that's how.
I don't know, man. You come up with a name for him.
How about your death?
Figures. Oh no, the mixer's shorted out. It can't be turned off. Gotta try webbing the mixer itself. Please hold, please hold! Got it. Guess I can add cement proof to my webbing's list of features.
Hey, how about a little help out here?
Everyone hold tight. We're gonna get you out of there.
Tons will be safe with the police. Now for Mr. Tall, Dark, and Flat-Headed.
Hey, Dakota. Agreed, by the way, on the Black Cat thing. So there's the power suit I alluded to.
Nice work, Bug. Kinda spoiled my big night, but we'll roll with it. Risks of live TV. You like? Project Olympus in action. Finished it up while you were playing with the Dons.
So that's what they're wearing in Paris this season. Hate to say it, but brushed gunmetal is not your color.
I'm trying to revitalize the mob over here. That takes long-term leadership. Now, I'm long-term.
Your parts warranty may be long-term, but you're nuts.
Nah. I'm just a guy who knows a thing or two about PR. The city don't take the Maggia seriously no more. Don't respect us. But after they see me break you in half, all that's gonna change. Time to bring back the glory days.
So yeah, they literally have XCOM guns and XCOM power suits. Spider Bro, you want to shoot him, please? It's refusing to shoot him.
I've punched a lot of heads. Yours has to be the hardest. Gotta be faster.
Really?
And I'd like to keep them on the inside, thanks.
You're a freak, you know that?
Hot kettle, giant exoskeleton.
Whatever. Come on. Come on! God, sometimes it just does not want to move.
You like the new look, Spider?
Not who I was aiming at.
You ever considered spandex?
Okay.
One hard head.
You know there's other places you can aim for. Punch him in the balls. Punch him in the balls.
I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself there.
Am I out?
Ow! Gotta stay clear of his head. Ow! Punching his head is like punching a wall, made of solid steel.
Reese, you're under arrest.
Yes, Sinister Wing.
So yeah, turning yourself into a crime against nature, maybe not such a good idea after all, huh?
Pal, you weren't listening when I said long-term. Old school Maggia's got patience. Knows how to wait till just the right moment.
Yeah, called that.
Yuri. What are you...
No! Yuri! Don't do this! Captain! Stop! This is bad.
I mean, in fairness, what Yuri's doing here is probably correct, if we're just being honest with ourselves.
Last time we met, you said something about fear. How do you feel now?
Just dandy.
Yeah, honestly, that's a hands-off situation for a cop. When your boss is shooting to kill against that thing, that's a mess. And a lot of paperwork that... Nope! What time is it? Oh, wow. Earlier than I thought. Baron, I think that that would be kind of a neat idea, but what's probably more likely is at first there would be people who would actually sue each other over similar names and powers. And then, you know. But honestly, that was a shoot-to-kill situation. They should have just killed him. I'm sorry to say that, but when you're that kind of a villain at this kind of a level, having done what he has done... No. He doesn't go to jail, he dies.
Feel bad for the captain, but I'm glad this monster's dead.
Oh god, that would be terrifying, Shikor.
Boss.
Whatever. Yay. I guess. Look, we all know tasers are basically magic. I mean, nobody knows how those work. Oh, so there's the classic Iron Spider. I don't like that. What do you guys think? Okay, I like the feet and the hands. I'll give them that. It's a shame they're completely useless, but you know. Yeah, no. I agree. I also prefer the actual Iron Spider suit. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't get any new powers with any of these things. Hey, Blue Wolf. I never got either 100% one. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Because I want to knock out Sable in one go, we're going to go do optional stuff. Did I say hi to Blue Wolf? Hi, Blue Wolf. Now, this is going to sound stupid, Plate Smasher, but which one is the original in your estimation?
No. Typically, I don't like to trash talk other... Who put this note here? What's a content creator? That means nothing, Jared. Those are two meaningless words that put together make one meaningless phrase, Jared! What I'm trying to say, listeners, is that I don't speak ill of other extremely famous and influential New Yorkers like myself. But we need to get one thing straight. Screwball is a menace to this city, just barely surpassed by Spider-Man himself. Do they hand channels out to just anybody these days? This purple-haired punk is allowed to run rampant online, and if she isn't kept in line, she's going to cause a total societal collapse. I can't tell you what to do, fine listeners, and I would never suggest you do anything borderline illegal. But if Screwball's channel just so happened to be shut down and she was never able to broadcast again, I think that would be a fine way to protect your city. Finer than anything Spider-Man's ever bothered to do for us.
Wait, what? I heard Spider-Man is actually working for Hammerhead. You do know not everything that's on the internet is true, right? Or pretty much anything from J.J. Jonah Jameson's show. I said too many J's there. Alright, just for you, Plate Smasher. The original Spider-Man outfit.
All units, reports of Magia engaged in an active shootout. Officers near Devil's Shelf, please report to the scene.
Okay, 35,000 is my goal here.
Hey guys, it's time for another very special episode. Are you ready? Do you have snacks? You should get snacks. Thanks to that cutie little Trojan I slipped into your suit way back, you can only use 2 of your gadgets. No cheat codes!
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Good thing my gadgets are so awesome.
Okay.
I can help with that. This'll hurt.
Pins are lined up. Knock them down. Did you not read the TSC? Gadgets only.
Oh.
You know what's my fave? Yeah, you know. Photobombs.
Okay. Sure. This is... I already hate this. I just want you to know that. I already absolutely hate this. God damn it. And I...
With a capital E.
Oh my god! I might not 100% this game. This is terrible.
Don't miss the photobomb. Spidey, you absolute unit.
No. God damn it.
It's over for you. No mercy.
Are you even trying?
Working on it. Nope, wrong button.
Some government agent is going to love watching this through my screen.
Okay, you got me with that one.
Look at them squirm.
Oh my gosh. What was the number I needed? Like 35,000? God, I'm not gonna make it. At all. Of course.
Oh, look at that! A photobomb! Better get over there!
Yeah, I know, but I need to remember how much I need for this, because this is terrible and I never want to do this again.
Feel this!
Don't miss it! That's gonna give me a sponsorship deal! Photobomb!
So, the reason this is throwing me up...
Help you, Spidey! Help me! Help you!
What?! That's what I thought. 35,000. I made it. I had actually made the score for silver. And then I failed. So let me explain why this is so aggravating to me to start with. I felt like I got a little more into the vibe early on, but it's like this. L1 changes. L2 plus R1 shoots. So basically this, which, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's just really not intuitive for me. I had to completely force myself into that mindset to make that work at all.
Get directly into the sea! Someone called for a ride? Straight to the raft? I got 4.9 stars! Just when you think you've run out of... You're just not very observant.
Hey! Webbing! The Spiderman!
They seriously not aggroed me because they were behind the tank? Excuse me, the dig boy. Well, yeah, exactly, Rex. Like, he's right. I could just tap R1 to shoot.
The city is just trying to make a living.
So I could just tap R1 to shoot, but I need to aim. I want to aim, I should say, because, you know, points. Alright, let's try this one more time.
Looks like I gotta play along.
Okay, so what do we got first?
Pins are lined up! Knock them down! That's it! Give me something to make an emote out of!
I'm going to try a new control scheme setup here. It doesn't help that she's literally irritating, too.
That was effective with a capital E! Aw, now that is a fun...
Hang on, emotion pump. Give me a second.
I am so gonna gift this!
So I'm trying what Rax suggested here, basically. To not even try to aim. Yeah, the Taskmaster's challenges could go to hell. That was easily the worst part about 100%ing the vanilla game. And those didn't even require, like, maxing everything. Of course, needed to do these.
Oh, look at that! A photobomb! Better get over there!
How you like that?
Spidey! You absolute unit!
Stop calling me that. Alright, hands up. Who else likes Screwball? Real question. God damn it. Ugh.
Some government agent is going to love watching this through my screen! LOL! Look at them squirm!
She's very punchable, it's true.
So close to perfection.
There. I was actually pretty close to ultimate.
My fans deserve so much better than that!
That was at her, not you guys. Yeah, whatever. Next. Oh god, there's worse villains out there. Yeah, Oh, probably Goldberg. Although Screwball was just repurposed. Screwball was a villain before this. I will say this, Screwball's better than Arcade. But Arcade's awful. In my opinion.
All units request immediate response to reported sniper activity.
Yeah, I never say lol. No, I totally do.
Get the hell out of me.
Sorry. 35,000.
Hey guys! Things have gotten pretty bad in my comment section lately, so my amazing fans are heading out to the streets to track down all the haters.
Amazing fans, unhinged escaped inmates. Potato, potato. I better make sure nobody gets hurt.
Okay, what's the gimmick? There is no gimmick. Okay.
This is a quandary. I'm mad that you're messing up my fans, but I'm also glad that your reviews are through the roof. _87 comments. I'm staying up to watch this all night.
I mean, I kind of wish I could, you know, remove comments from existence sometimes, but not from my own videos. I very rarely get truly toxic comments in my stuff.
Special guest stars straight from the Hammerhead Studios.
Now she's besties with Hammerhead?
Garnet Forever 69 says, I have no idea what's going on, but I love it.
No. I have actual toxicity. My definition of toxicity, which appears to be worse than everyone else's, is pretty rare on my show. It happens, but it's like once every few months kind of a thing. That being said, I have seen comment sections of other videos, and holy crap! Kinda busy right now. Oh, of course, there's no one up here. Except for this guy!
Oh yeah, keep that good content coming, SM.
That sound effect is starting to irritate me a little bit. 18,000. I need to get...
I can do better.
Oh. I was about to say, how the hell?
You know what else is average? Traditional broadcast media! Ugh.
Can someone do me a favor and look up who voices her? Because I feel like I know that voice. Well, thank God we got Silver. I don't know that name. Thank you, though, Grenadier. I've probably heard her in something. It gets to a certain point when you've consumed so much fiction.
Backup required for an active shootout. All units. Any officers in Riverside proceed to the scene.
Did I startle you?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not cool, bro. Okay, you know what? You get to have Spider Bro. Welcome back, Saldir.
Inspires dedication in his troops. even after he's out of the picture.
6,250. Avoid being detected by enemies and motion sensors. And do what? Just kill everything?
Quiet.
Come on, SM.
Isn't this a stealth mission? Yeah, I know how a photobomb works. Thank you. I've been doing this for some time now.
Spider-Man get caught? Will the hostage survive? Fans are dying to know.
Hello? Shoot. Shoot! Okay, how about this? Nope. Doesn't. Alright, whatever.
Aw, now that is a photobomb! Oh, don't miss the photobomb!
Those motion sensors look like they could be disabled with a web.
That's nice. Could you give me my controls back? Thanks. Appreciate it.
Odd Job Bob 34 says, JSYK, I just reported you to the police. Ha 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 ha! You messed with the wrong streamer, Bob. Prepare to be doxxed.
Let's play the quiet game.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting because I need to do this.
Technically a picture. Ooh, so close.
It. I mean, if you want my opinion, Fist of Fires, I would say that games are better than movies because games can do interactive, right? But I can see what you mean, yeah. It makes sense, and I get you. Oh my god, I don't need the tutorial each time.
If they see me, the hostage is dead.
One down, many more to go.
I know, I should have called first.
Ooh, how did he not see that coming?
That's not what I meant to hit! Ugh. Or, okay. Rolling with it.
Well, I guess that's technically a picture.
Okay.
Those motion sensors...
Stop! Jesus Christ, game.
Odd Job Bob 34 says, JSYK, I just reported you to the police. Ha 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 ha! You messed with the wrong streamer, Bob. Prepare to be doxxed.
By the way, doxing isn't cool, just in general. Doxing should probably actually be a crime, as far as I'm concerned. This is leaning towards a gameplay negative, that's for certain.
People around here work.
Hey guys!
No!
You're just not good at this. Are you, SM?
Nothing in the world... No, that's not true. There's only two things in the world that are worse than swatting. People have literally died from swatting. Animals have been killed from swatting. And it's not like it's made up for it. The cops don't say, oh, we're sorry, here, let's make up for all the damage and problems and trauma we've caused you. No, they just say, we're cool, right? And they walk away.
One down, many more to go.
Nobody's putting me back in the cell.
But I don't want to talk about that. I cannot talk about that without getting legitimately angry. So we're not going to talk about that. It's not the cops' fault. I extremely disagree with that. And we're going to officially leave that alone, because I'm actually pissed off now. So, moving on.
Another one down. Oh, hey, Rastapasa757, thanks for the follow. Odd Job Bob 34 says, JSYK, I just reported you to the police. Ha 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 ha! You messed with the wrong
Those motion sensors look like they could be disabled with a web.
Aw, sure thing, Missy Breath. Check my website for speaking and appearance fees, huh?
No talking during the infiltration. You earned it.
I am not.
Okay. I think I've calmed down enough to speak. Sorry, guys. That just... We all have our topics, right? Things that just really piss us off. That's one for me. Let's just leave it be.
If they see me,
I apologize.
Hey, you know what I'm in the mood for? A photo bomb!
Probably doesn't help that I'm playing a really irritating mission.
Aw, now that is a photo bomb!
Nope, you cannot, Tessie.
Photo bomb! Don't miss it!
Really? Over there? Okay, well, I can make that work. Or maybe I can't. Okay.
Odd Job Bob 34 says, JSYK, I just reported you to the police. Ha 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 ha! You messed with the wrong streamer, Bob. Prepare to be doxxed.
Hello? Who the hell is... It's gotta be that guy.
You're getting very sleepy.
Another one down. Oh, hey, Rastapasa 757. Thanks for the follow. Ugh, face palm.
No. Alright, whatever. Next. Exactly, Eric. That damn Lego. It's right there. Have you ever stepped on a Lego? Those things hurt. So at what point do you think we should give this a negative? I mean, first of all, we're committing the cardinal sin of stealth missions by making it binary difficulty. Just, you fail in any way, you fail completely, right? So that's problem number one.
Those motion sensors look like they could be disabled in the web.
Well, I guess that's technically a picture. Photo bomb! Don't miss it!
Give me a minute, and I'll totally not miss it.
Another one down! Oh, hey, Rastapasa 757. Thanks for the follow.
Trust me, it's less painful this way.
Odd Job Bob 34 says, JSYK, I just reported you to the police. Ha 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 ha! You messed with the wrong streamer, Bob. Prepare to be doxxed.
Oh my god, I hate her so much. What is causing the danger on those two? I don't know who's covering them. Is it that guy? You know, that's an interesting question, Overlord.
Yes.
That's a very interesting question. This is why having audio channels separate is a good thing. That's sad how that just immediately got better, isn't it? Just, oh, thank goodness. Like, that is legitimately kind of sad. And all of a sudden I can just concentrate so much easier. What? What? Okay, I don't know why I've never had that problem before, but whatever. Apparently. Like, I've been completely ignoring those this entire time. Now I get to start all over from the beginning. Please shoot me. Don't actually shoot me. I've already been shot once. It's not fun. That's a good question. Is it a positive when someone says, "Is this bothering you? Is this bothering you? Is this bothering you?" Hang on, Evil Knights. Give me a question. I'm currently photobombing! Just occurred to me, as I jumped, I should look for any spotlights. It's apparently got to start looking for those. Game? Game? There you go. Really don't like it when it literally takes control of the camera away from me. Ah, it's the blue spotlight, isn't it? I gotta be honest, I don't think I even saw that spotlight earlier. Like, legitimately didn't see it. That's, of course, my fault. And I acknowledge that. But, wow. Oh my god. Any ideas for an alternative pen and paper system other than D&D and Pathfinder? Something less combat centralized? No. However, there are plenty of other systems out there that are good. Obviously, there's Friday Night Fire Night. There's the one I can't think of the name of right now, which is pretty good. Fate, that's the one. Fate is good. I wouldn't recommend GURPS, honestly. GURPS has issues, and it's kind of outdated at this point. Unless it's still going, in which case, never mind. I have played GURPS, of course. Quite a while ago at this point. That would have been back in college. For Screwball? Probably Gouldem, honestly. Like, this is the kind of person who isn't useful as existing, so we need to make some use out of her. Bull crap! Bull crap! Hi, Adam. What's up? Yes, we did, Dakota, because we can do that, because proper audio options are awesome. Did I just summon Spider Bro? I think I did. Yep, I totally did. Thanks, Spider Bro. I should have been caught there, but I'm not gonna complain. Spider Bow. What? 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 Why? I don't even see what happened that time. Also, I was down to one guy, if you missed that. Hello? There you go. I could see that emotion pawn. I'm actually legitimately wigged out that I got caught there, because I got caught during a cutscene, which is supposed to be basically free. Like, you know, you're not really there in the cutscene in the strictest sense of the word, right? Also ignoring the fact that the guy I pulled up was safe. Like, you see that danger indicator? Well, it wasn't saying danger when I hit him. It was saying safe. Like this. It depends on how you design the levels. You would need to basically have the level design complement that in order to make that work, emotion pawn. No, no, no. I have enough score now, I just need to finish. Which is why I'm about to screw up. What do you want to bet? Okay, how about this? Nope. How about this guy? Nah, 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 nah. Alright, whatever. This guy behind me is getting to be an issue. Let's do this. Or this, maybe. I love playing games whenever you can. What's up? There! There's two more. Is one of them... Hang on. What time is it? There we go. This one is a stealth challenge. Of course it's a stealth challenge. Let's go do the stealth challenge. Let's get it over with. Since it is nighttime. Was it this one? No. I think it was this one. The worst part is they're not fun. I agree with that. Oh!
Well, folks, seems I have a retraction to make. Some of my previous comments about finding Hammerhead's ideas interesting, because he wants to make this beautiful city respectable again, may have been taken out of context. Hammerhead is a violent and poorly dressed murderer who, it turns out, has actually been stealing superpowered weapons in order to rule this city by force in a sort of coup d'etat that I'm certain no one could have seen coming. Especially, apparently, Spider-Man. Now I stand behind everything I said about admiring Hammerhead's motivations. Kids these days need to put down their smartphones and stop their floss dancing and get jobs, like the rest of us did at 8 years old, to learn some responsibility. And I think we can all agree that his methods belong in the trash can, and weapons should stay out of discussions about decency. All I have to say is that none of this would have happened. Spider-Man had just stayed off the streets in the first place. I don't know how exactly, but I know it's true. And now I'm going to bed.
The only reason the aliens have spared the Earth is because of J. Jonah Jameson.
Move in on Manhattanville.
7250. Yep.
If they see me, the hostage is dead.
Really? Who would have known?
Snoring now.
Never done a mission like this before.
Yeah, you know, photobombs.
Aren't photobombs like really out of date even at this point? Is that just me? Do I not? Am I not hip anymore? Guys, you can tell me.
Aw, now that is a photobomb. Oh, look at that, a photobomb. Better get over there. Reminder, y'all, I'll be doing an AMA later tonight, so get your questions ready.
Oh my god. Yeah, I leave... Oh, damn it. Bragwin's not here. I can't make that joke. I was going to say I leave the hipping to Bragwin.
Look at Spidey go!
You're in timeout.
Would I ask Screwball? What's 12 by pi?
Oh, look at that!
What the hell? There we go. God, I was like stuck on the edge of the roof there.
Sparky Malarkey 43 says, "Are those real guns?" Keep watching, Sparky, and we'll find out. Ooh, love. Photobomb! Don't miss it.
I hear it's hip to be a square. Thank you for everyone who gets that joke. You make me feel less old. You know, I know you mean that, Blue Wolf Alex, so thank you. Really. Okay. Looking at the layout here a little bit. We're already at the point required, so we're just going to be cautious now.
Surprise!
Go, go, go! Jesus Christ, go! Okay, so there's those three over there. Let's go ahead and do this. Agreed. Playing games. Agreed. This is a damn good game. That should be good.
Someone needs a nap.
Despite how frustrated I was with the previous mission, and will probably be with this mission once I fail it in a second. Hello? Go. Go. Game? God. Hey Alexa, play It's Hip to Be a Square.
I'm so neurotic. I'm mad I didn't perform flawlessly for a criminal.
Ugh, my own mother could do better than that. I mean, she's prorated, but still.
Okay, in all seriousness, that one was way better laid out than the other one. Holy crap. And that was supposed to be a harder one. What the hey? I think I may have a new favorite costume, by the way. I really like... You guys know me in the black and white aesthetic.
All units, we have reports of an active vehicle chase. Shots fired. Reported location is near Douglas.
Damn it. I totally should have had that. There we go. I mean, it's a good-looking suit in addition to the aesthetics, so I'm with you on that. One more, Blue Wolf. Oh. Is there a good day to mess with you?
I've definitely earned an Eddie's pie after this.
Ooh. Funnily enough, I plan to have pizza for lunch. It's okay, we have spider everything's Dakota, which are more durable somehow.
Speed chase on the streets. You're welcome, taxi drivers.
Anyway, see you around, Justin, since you're heading out. Well, this pizza, I put on it some ground beef.
Units in the area, we have Mazia destroying property. Available officers move in on Garvey Park.
Damn.
A trash fire? Just for me? Aw, you shouldn't have.
I do like a good trash fire. Oh my god, I cannot see what I'm doing. Oh god, there we go. There's my spider, bro. I was wondering where you were. Anyway, so I'm gonna, let's see, so ground beef, pepperoni, basil, basil, I can talk. What else do I put on that? A few bits of diced, oh no, I put some salsa on it, that's what I did, I put some salsa on it too. And I think that's it. I hope so too. Because that would be awesome to go to, but he probably won't be.
Available units be advised. Mazia sniper is sighted in the area. Location is East Harlem.
Hammerhead's thugs have those cops pinned down. Better help out.
I honestly don't think I have a favorite pizza. That's just kept coming up during this stream for some reason. Can't imagine why.
Have you guys ever considered switching to water guns? I mean, obviously the super intense ones, but still.
Dude, those ones are, like, expensive and kind of terrifying looking. You ever seen those things?
Not very observant.
Super Soakers got weird in the last 20 years. It's good marketing, I'm telling you. Come on. There we go. What makes it sound like the Soviet Union? I feel like I've already answered that question, Emotion Pawn. You're talking about a police state in which
Found one of their targets.
everything is massively mandated to an extreme degree, basically making it into a police state, right? Now, this is going to sound like a really strange statement, but at least in fiction, a police state is not necessarily a bad thing. However, what you have described is a police state.
Everyone's safe. I'll let the EMTs handle it from here.
You mean fun, Overlord Mick? I'm serious. Although I suppose, in fairness, this is also part of the review. It's rare... Okay. Insight into my mind for just a second. Most of the time, the way I prefer to look at a game, especially for a review, a premiere run or an in-depth classic, is to look at as much of the content as I can. Obviously, I don't always do that. The main reason I don't always do that is because a lot of the games you guys fund for me to look at are massively long. There's no way I could 100% Pathfinder Kingmaker. There's no way I would have time for that, right? So when I have a game that is short enough and fun enough to be able to push through like this, I tend to try and go ahead and actually do as much of the side content as I can. I even did the extra stuff in World Ends With You. Not all the post-game stuff, but some of the post-game stuff, specifically to poke at it and figure out how it works. You with me? So, for example, let me use two examples here, because I got two. If I hadn't done that really irritating mission, I wouldn't know that I need to give this game another negative. And I am going to give that a negative. Don't let me forget about that, by the way.
He's winning! Oh, now that is a photobomb!
Now, you're thinking, well, what's the other two examples, Lore? Well, you remember Octopath Traveler? If I hadn't slogged through Octopath Traveler, that game would have been more positively reviewed, by simple logic of not having as many negatives. Make sense? Now, obviously, reality gets in the way of me doing 100% review of everything, because time is always the equation. But whenever possible, I do prefer to do so. Does that make any sense? Does that answer your question, Overlord Mick? Seriously, though, don't let me forget to give a negative for that photobomb crap, because that was really stupid. And by photobomb, I mean screwball. Yes, Adam. Absolutely. And I do acknowledge that that inherently means that my system is flawed. I get that. Yeah, the only way I would really be able to do a full 100% review of every game I reviews is if I had won the lottery, basically. And therefore time was no longer a consideration, and I could just focus on working on, you know, the review. I would no longer have a schedule, per se, because it would no longer be relevant. Makes sense? So remember, I got YouTube stuff to think about in addition to streaming stuff. And that's assuming I have no life. Which, granted, I don't have much of a life. No, I'm pretty sure the world does not need more of me in it.
Every punch nets me new likes. Aw, nice! Look at you making me look good.
I don't remember what the score requirement is here that I'm reaching for. Does anyone remember? Because I don't. I'm not sure if she qualifies as a get off my screen thing. I think it's mostly the missions, if we're being completely honest. Come on, come over here. These guys are good shots, my goodness. Hopefully that's enough.
Not gonna lie, feeling pretty good about myself right now.
Yeah, that was enough.
My advertisers are gonna love this!
You're welcome.
That's it. The code I manipulated in Screwball's Trojan. It's collected enough data that I can actually track her location. Got her.
New side mission unlocked. Really? Huh. There was actually something at the end of all that crap. Who knew? Just looking at the crimes really quick. I still need to do 2 crimes there. Because 1 crime there, and 4 crimes there. Yikes. Well, let's just do this. Nobody wants to see me do crimes. I love the inlays there. No, that doesn't strike me as scary. Yeah, Parker doesn't really have a lot of business or strategic or financial or long-term sense at all, really.
Huh? Anybody streaming?
I think you're doing it on purpose at this point, Emotion. Really?
Okay, I guess I just gotta grab the right... What the...
You have a danger sense, right?
OMG! You should see your face!
You're not here. I should have figured.
Your little code manip was cute. But did you really think that I, the queen of memes, would let you catch me that easily?
I was kind of hoping.
LOL, SM! You know I'm Spidey fan numero uno, but if we collab IRL now, how will we ever make season 3?
We could always not.
Aw, don't be like that. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Enjoy your rap party, SM!
Rap party?
Spider Bro, Spider Bro.
You guys even get screwball speed in prison?
That's a good question, actually.
He's moving fast! Don't lose him!
Why don't we all just log off for today?
Weirdly common, Adam. One of my biggest irritants from the film was the fact that, the MCU, is the fact that Spidey basically doesn't seem to have a Spidey sense. Which really kind of irritates me. Like, it shows up a couple times. What? God damn it, stop re-equipping my webs. Why does it do that? I'm gonna add that to the aggregate. That is really getting frustrating. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Emotion Pond, there is no such thing. So just have fun with it. Make whatever.
I think I've seen the last of Screwball. For now. I've got to figure out how to track her down. But the internet won't be the only thing she breaks.
In the next DLC. Whoop, I screwed that up. What time is it? Yeah. Let's go do some crimes. You know what I mean. You asked that before, Baron. I have no idea. I mean, first of all, they would be customizable. Second of all, there would be controller you know, support. Probably for Xbox controllers. Or Xbox controllers, rather.
Hammerhead's ripping the streets apart with this gang war.
The boss wants him dead!
What's a spider to do when the lesser of two evils is also kind of evil, you know?
That's why they call it lesser. It's still evil, Spidey. Yeah, I mean, auto lock-on is fine, but I'd probably make it an option, if anything. I like hammerheads. The sharks, I mean. I don't like the character all that much. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fisk is just kind of hanging out like, really? I'm going to have such a mess to clean up when I get out of here. That's what Fisk is thinking right now.
Hammerhead sure inspires dedication in his troops, even after he's out of the picture.
I don't think I have Fist of Fires, although I do hear a ringing every now and again. And then the whispers. Always the whispers.
Attention units. Requesting police escort for a VIP Maggia witness. Please proceed to Halifax. Over.
Police escorting a key Hammerhead witness. I should make sure they're safe.
Gotta get this guy on the road.
So let's see. Different types of pizza crust I've seen. There's bacon-wrapped crust, pepperoni-topped crust, pepperoni-filled crust, cheese-filled crust, cheese and pepperoni and bacon-filled in various combinations thereof. No crust whatsoever. Detachable, dippable crust. Let's see, what else? I think that's everything I've seen. Not counting, like, slight variations in normal crust, which I'm not counting for obvious reasons.
Better keep an eye on that witness.
What do you think I'm doing? So there was a little hole-in-the-wall place I saw at Grenadier, which had bacon wrapped. I think Pizza Hut experimented with bacon crust for a bit, too, but I don't quote me on that. I haven't had Pizza Hut in years. I don't like Pizza Hut. I know, hate me. I get it.
No hostiles reported along transport route. You sure about that? I am for now.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I should explain that. The reason I don't care for Pizza Hut is the last... So 2 surgeries ago, my tolerance for grease went down. Really? Now, I can still have greasy foods, but the more grease there is, the worse it is for me. Like, it'll actually make me feel sick at a certain point. Pizza Hut has basically...
But the thing is, nah.
But, Pizza Hut just hits that gross meter for me. It is so greasy, I basically can't even eat it. And my gag reflex will start resisting the food. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm on the mend. The second surgery was 5 years ago now. I mean, I'm still having issues from it, and I probably will for several more years, but that's how that works. Yes, they totally have the Technodrome. Hopefully not literally.
Please take it from here. The trial goes well.
Who determines the parties, would be my question, Emotion Pawn. Give you an idea of the greasy thing. Give you another example of this. Any of you ever have Panda Express? So, many years ago at this point, I actually used to like Panda Express. There were several dishes they had that I enjoyed. But at a certain point in time, and this would have been close to 7 or 8 years ago now at this point.
We're receiving reports of a Maggia execution in public. Available
Nope.
respond. Report came in from near Estonia. Over.
Oh my god, this is really weirdly crowded. Anyways, so again, about 8 or so years ago, they changed the recipes.
You guys really need to stop trying to
at
kill
the Panda Expresses where I was, and the new recipe was basically less material, more grease. So same volume, but a higher percentage of it was grease.
I'll need several relaxing bubble baths, but I'll be fine.
And it was awful. It was, oh god, it was terrible. Speaking of which, just making sure we got that. Although you're right, I do have that too. New York has a reputation for pizzas, Adam. Whether it's actually great or not, that's much more of a matter of opinion. Anyway, so Surgery 2 was the, that was the kidney stones.
Come on, sharing is caring, guys.
That was the 30-some-odd kidney stones and the really big half an inch kidney stone. The first surgery was for being run over by a car. That was many years ago at this point. Like 14 years ago, something like that. Although my leg is still bad from that all these years later. First of all, your questions are not lame. Second of all, if you type the lore runner in your I'll actually get a notification for it. If you just type lore runner, it won't, because my actual screen name is the lore runner because someone took lore runner. Because that's life. So I'm sorry, Rex. That answer. Not answer your actual question. How does it feel to stream and play video games? That is an interesting question. I'm trying to think how to explain that. It's extremely stressful. But
You know, I was just thinking about how much I miss being shot at by two different groups of guys who only want to kill me more than they want to kill each other.
hang on. Apparently they're talking. It's extremely stressful, but I love doing it. You know, I have what I would call legitimate passion for the work.
Okay, Maja, your turn.
Really, game? You're just gonna... Okay, whatever. And,
These hammerhead thugs, am I right?
I don't know.
What I deal with.
How does it feel to do my job? I have no idea how to answer that question. I mean, my job is my life. More or less literally. I don't have a life outside of my work, really. That's not a complaint, it's just a statement of fact. Although my sister doesn't think it's a good thing, but whatever. Wait, really? Yeah, gosh darn it, fine.
Where do all these hammerhead guys get their suits?
That's a good question, actually. I mean, the track pants I can understand. Those are cheap and easy to get a hold of. eBay.
And the bodega cats of New York are safe in their windows once again.
Outside hobbies. Yeah, I don't have time for hobbies. I'm worried enough about having enough time to cook. Good pizza places where I live at? No.
We've got a 1034 in progress. Shots fired. Report came from the vicinity of Riverside.
Let's play the quiet game. Oh, come on. Arguing in public like this really isn't classy, folks.
Oh, I'm totally not satisfied, but I do like my job very much. It's one of the reasons I keep talking about winning the lottery as the only way out, per se.
After he's out of the picture.
Because, you know, it's the only way I'll be able to stop working 2 full-time jobs. Because I need to be financially solvent, right? That's not a complaint. It's just a statement of fact. So someday, hopefully, I will be more financially capable and successful. via one method or another. And then I'll be able to work less than, 70 hours a week on average. Like, I don't mind working. That's really not my issue. I just work a little too much.
Units in the area, we have Maggia destroying property.
Am I here? Yep.
Was reported near Sugar Hill. Over.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can trust myself with money, Adam. I've been good with money since I was a kid. And I know you can't verify that, but if you were able to talk to my mother, she would be able to tell you.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
I used to literally handle her finances when she worked. Because, it's just her and me.
More hammerhead thugs? On the upside, I won't have to hit the gym later.
Well, I don't like to answer that question, Blue Wolf Alex, because I feel like it adjusts how people think of certain aspects of my show. But let's just say I have put thought into which features in my show I would cancel in which order, if it was available to do so. And which things I wouldn't cancel, basically, period. So I guess let's start with that. I'll tell you what I wouldn't cancel, period. I wouldn't stop the Star Trek stuff on Monday and Tuesdays. I wouldn't stop streaming. And I wouldn't stop the theater, even though that's not actually a part of the show. That's more of a hobby thing.
I think Hammerhead's guys are getting worse at this, if that were even possible.
Here's the Spider Clan suit. Well, thank you, playing games, but as we've been talking about, and as has been kind of... What? Really? Oh my god. As we've been talking about, what I do is not popular. What Screwball does is popular. I mean, obviously she is an exaggerated, violent version of it, but it is true. And that's just life. So... I try. Fist of Fires, by the way. I'm glad you like me, despite being a new, new viewer. I mean, Logan Paul, Rax? Oh! Disco, are you there? No, that's not too complicated. You haven't actually answered my question, though, Emotion Pawn. At least I didn't see you answer my question. Okay, let me rephrase my question then, Emotion Pawn. See, you were telling me who controls which parties and who they represent, but you didn't tell me why the parties exist. In real life, political parties tend to exist. Yes, that's totally the Avengers Tower. Real life political parties exist because enough people get together who are in power who want to all represent a similar group. So in other words, basically the people decide that a political party exists. Republicans and Democrats were not something that they sat down, the government sat down and decided this is going to be a political party. Those are things that naturally emerged from the, 13 or something like that, political parties we originally had here in the States. I always find that weird to think about, by the way, historically speaking. We used to have many political parties, and they just kind of sifted down over the years until we only have the two, really. But anyways, so you didn't answer my question on why only the 4 exist. What exactly is mandating this? Now, if you're saying the state mandates these 4 parties to represent these 4 groups, that goes back to my police state comment from earlier. Looks like Disco's gone. I'll have to answer his question later. Or maybe it was Adam. Someone asked what Lore Mum would say about me. I don't remember who it was, but what I do remember is a negative to gameplay for this DLC. Because what the hell? I mean, that's what we do here, Fist of Fires. I call myself a variety show. Because we are, you know. That's kind of what we do around here. Okay. I just realized I have not given any pluses for the DLCs so far. For the gameplay. And honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to. I really don't think I'm going to. So far, I haven't seen anything that's really made me go, oh, that's awesome, in terms of mission design. The cosmetics barely count. And there's no new functionality, really. There's a couple new enemies we've seen. None of the missions have really impressed me to the point of being positive worthy, I don't think. I need to wear this suit for at least one cutscene. That needs to be a thing. Anyways, let me check something here. Just want to make sure we got everything. Yep, we got everything. So, without further ado, we're going to chop off the local recording.